Sam Roberts Friday Show. A live extravaganza like no other. Phone calls, tweets, celebrity guests, Sam's friends that are good on the air. As a taste of the future starts now. This is Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Roberts Show. You want to call in, be a part of the show, 866-WOW-1-WOW, 866-969-1969. We are live. It is Friday, and we do this every Friday here on Opie Radio. Scheduled to be here today, whenever his time permits, is DJ Whoo Kid. DJ Whoo Kid scheduled to be stopping by for the second time in 2 weeks, which is huge for DJ Whoo Kid. And I don't know, Nicole may be here later. She may not be. She's filming some nonsense for the VH1 Nick Lachey show. So she'll be here maybe at some point. Rachel Feinstein is coming in later this afternoon. I was going to say this morning because I've been here for 150 hours. And we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to be destroying, taking apart, analyzing, putting back together, and presenting to you on a platter this podcast serial that everybody has been talking about. So that'll be a part of today's show. A lot to get to today. We're going to be playing another round of Fake, Totally Fake. Fabulous prizes to be given away and a lot more here on Sam Roberts Show. Let's start with some phone calls and go to Tom in Massachusetts. Tom, welcome.
Hey, Sam, how's going on?
I think you said how's going on. I will say yes.
Yes, all right. Well, I missed the show the other day, and I have yet to hear Troy Fawn back on the radio. I was curious if maybe he would grace us with his presence today on your show.
I don't know if he will or not. He may, but you can also get Opie's show on demand if you missed it. Let's go to Cliff in West Virginia. What's up, Cliff?
Hey, how you doing, Sam?
Good, pal.
So I'm listening to the station and to the channel, and I hear the ad for Silver Angel coins that have reports of healing powers and magic and miracles and all this stuff. Is that the best you guys can do to get advertisers, or do you have a kind of big advertising sales?
I don't know what you're used to listening to. Maybe you live in the podcast internet world, but here at Sirius XM, we care about the well-being of our subscribers, and we'd like to bring them options to improve their lives. Okay, so when the station goes on what we in the industry call a station break, we present you with something that you can better yourself. Is the thing.
Okay, I see now. So these coins work.
Of course they work. I mean, that's preposterous. Yes, I would think that they work.
Okay.
Otherwise, they wouldn't.
That changed the whole thing. I apologize.
Yeah, you must have been confused. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Mike in Jersey.
Hey, Sam, how the fuck are you?
Fabulous, Mike. I'm glad you asked.
Wow. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, the other day, you guys were talking about the whole Hot for Teacher thing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we phrased it that way, but sure.
Okay, but that was the other guy I mentioned. But anywho, a similar situation, 22 years old, working for a Fortune 500, and I have a smoking hot Colombian coworker. Not quite as hot as Jim's girl, but anywho, I get a blowjob nearly.
Wait, so wait. Let's slow down. So she's 44 years old, but she's Colombian. Does she look like Sofia Vergara?
No, not quite. She's definitely hot, but she's not quite at that level though.
Okay, but like maybe like a typical life Sofia Vergara, not Sofia Vergara. Because if she looked like Sofia Vergara, she wouldn't be working in some office with Mike. She'd be, in Hollywood doing Modern Family. Let's say she looks more like she's like the Mike in Jersey version of Sofia Vergara.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, anywho, works directly across from me.
Right.
And with a little sweet talking, if you will, for over a year now, get a blowjob nearly every day on my lunch break.
What, in the building?
No. I leave, go get a sandwich next door, the parking lot, hop in the back seat of the Rover.
Yeah.
Do my flies, he goes to town. It is primo. I mean, the corporate world surely has its perks.
That's incredible. So how did it start? Like, did you just say, "Hey, I've got an idea. I have a car that you could blow me in"?
No, I wish. But what happened was, young guy out and about on the weekends, and she was always interested, to hear what I was doing. So
Well, I mean, who's not? It's Mike in Jersey, after all.
Yeah, some of my sexual conquests there, and she was definitely a little moist to the thought, to say the least.
Jesus Christ, Mike, you are high on yourself this afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I guess I would be too. If Sofia Vergara was blowing me on my lunch break, I would think highly of myself. Maybe that's what I need. That's what my self-esteem needs. That's the injection. That's the booster shot that it needs.
Right. I mean, it made the rest of the afternoon so much better. I'll admit, though, that a little nap definitely would have helped, because I got a little tired after that.
Well,
but,
yeah. I mean, you got a sandwich and a blowjob, all right? Let's not start figuring out what else you need out of life. There's not much more.
I mean, it's just great. And the best thing is, the kicker, she is a son at 25. I mean,
oh, that is. And how old are you?
23.
Oh my God, the son's older than you. Have you met the son?
What's that?
Have you met the son?
No. This is our little secret, but I guess now it's worldwide.
How good? Just once. If you could get the son to call you Pop, it would be the greatest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Oh my God, call me fucking Poppy. It would be great.
Oh my. Well, Mike, you keep living the dream, pal. Congratulations on everything. It sounds like everything's coming up roses in your young life. I'm glad that we can sit there and realize that, we always hear about these Gen Yers, these millennials, who are lazy and who are not motivated, who are doing nothing with their life. Then we hear from an inspiration like Mike in Jersey, who lets us know that there is hope for that next generation. Let's go to James in North Carolina. Welcome to Sam Roberts Show, James.
How you doing, Primetime?
Good, buddy.
Just wanted to thank you for a movie recommendation that you kind of inadvertently did a couple of weeks ago when you had Bobcat Goldthwait on. and he directed and wrote the Willow Creek documentary.
Yes, I forgot all about that. That was several weeks ago on the interview show. Yeah.
I saw that the other night, and I drive truck, and I was in Arkansas, out in the middle of nowhere, watching this thing at the back of my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, after I was done, I locked the truck up,
mm-hmm.
wouldn't come out until daylight. That's how good it was.
It's amazing. Bobcat Goldthwait comes, we've had Gallagher on the show with Opie. Thanks, James. We've had Gallagher on the show with Opie, and he's like a wreck, right? And I think there are people that associate like Bobcat and Gallagher and that whole era of character-based comedians together. But Bobcat Goldthwait is like one of the most well-rounded artists out there right now. If you haven't seen, he's directed several movies. He writes and directs these movies. He did the one, I think it was called God Bless America, where the guy and the teenage girl go around the country shooting people. It's a fabulous movie. I think it's on Netflix. You got to see it. But yeah, the movie that this gentleman was talking about is a Bigfoot movie, and it's fucking great. It's like the first. It's a little Blair Witchy, but it's the first movie since Blair Witch to adopt that style and actually work. I really enjoyed it. Eric in Iowa?
Hey, Sam.
Hey, buddy.
Fake, totally fake.
No, this is real. This is real. We'll play that game in just a little while here on Sam Roberts Show. I mean, I'm just getting through last night. I was watching President Obama's speech. President Obama, of course, is fighting against the Republican Congress, the evil Republican Congress, trying to keep all immigrants out of America, trying to make this country as lily white as possible. President Obama is fighting against them and threatening an executive order to make it so that illegal immigrants can more easily become legal citizens of these United States of America. I rode through the whole Bush administration, and obviously Bush was a guy who liked to bring up God when he was talking about doing his job. Bush was a let's keep the Christ in Christmas type of president. Okay, I understand. But let's not talk about Bush. Let's talk about Barry Obama. Obama comes out last night, and Obama was supposed to be the anti-Bush. I think that's why one of the reasons why everybody voted for him was because people had such venom for GW on his way out of the White House that they were like, okay, this Barack Obama appears to be the exact opposite of G-dubs. He wants to get the troops out of Iraq. He seems to be a peaceful, well-spoken man, as opposed to a hot, under-the-collar Texan who sometimes has trouble forming sentences. I feel like this is the guy that's going to lead our country. Well, last night, when he was trying to explain to the country and persuade all us Americans to side with him in terms of how he felt about immigration and regardless of what Congress says, going forward with what he wants to do with immigration. He started to talk about it from a moral standpoint. And this is what really threw me, is this moment right here from last night's speech. Barack Obama, our president.
Scripture tells us that we shall not oppress a stranger, for we know the heart of a stranger. We were strangers once too. My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants.
He invoked Scripture as he talked about immigrants last night. Now, last night I was sitting there going, okay, I was under the impression that immigration was like abortion. It was one of those issues that you don't talk about unless there is literally nothing going on. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those issues that's just nobody thinks about it ever. It doesn't actually make a major impact on anyone, and it's just designed to be something that separates these two nearly identical political parties. It's like, well, you like illegal immigrants or no? I don't mind them. Democrat, then. Like, that's the only reason why it's set up. I don't think, if you really broke it down, I don't know why anybody would care about there being a lot of illegal immigrants in the United States. They're not doing anything. They're hanging out in Home Depot parking lots and waiting for somebody to let them paint their house, and then they paint the house, and it looks wonderful. Everybody it's the system that works for everybody. Like, and it's all everybody that doesn't like illegal immigrants is like, but I will hire them for the day-to-day stuff. And then that stuff gets done and everybody's fine, and you keep moving forward. You don't worry about it too much, you know? It's not like ISIS is sneaking in through these borders. It's just people who want to not live in poverty-stricken countries. But I don't like Obama getting on TV and saying, well, you know, I understand that not everybody agrees with me, but those people are going to hell. It says it in the Bible. I go, I'm not, just because I don't care about what you're saying doesn't make me a bad person, does it? John in Texas. John, welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Oh, the great primetime Sam Roberts.
That's right.
You know, Sam, this is a terrible thing that happened last night with the President Obama. It's just terrible.
You mean because he made me feel bad? He made me feel bad. Like, because I'm fine with make the illegal immigrants legal. I don't care. They're here. So let them, who cares if they stay or not? They're not bothering me. And for him, he made me feel bad because he made me feel like because I'm a selfish person, that's not the American way. But when I stepped away from the television and like looked around this afternoon as I went out and got lunch and everything, I said, no, that is the American way. Look at all these people. They're on their lunch breaks. People in America just do what they do. Like they do their job. They worry about their families. Nobody who has any sanity actually sits there worrying about, oh, well, what about all these illegals that are sneaking through our borders? Well, how about we all just make sure that we have our own lives covered, which none of us do, and then we start worrying about these sort of big picture issues that have no answer.
Well, Sam, and that's one good way to look at it. Like, have you looked at it this way? That would mean that there'd be more people like Mars getting in here. Do we really want more people like Mars getting into this fucking country?
I mean, I'll tell you, I've worked with Mars for several years. No is the answer to the question. No, I would say, and that's a good point. Mars is our engineer, and I mean, no, there's not comfortable interactions with that dude, but I feel like, you know, you could just keep moving about your life. Now, I would say that border protection is probably important. You know, you make sure that we know who's coming in and coming out. But listen, once they make it here, good on them. You know what I mean? Like, once an immigrant makes it to the States, like, you got it, dude. We're not going to cock tease you. You're not going to be like, yeah, I made it. No, now we got you. We're living in a world, right? DJ Whoo Kid, you just walked in.
Hell yeah.
And this is gospel right now, okay? Did you hear Obama quoting the scripture last night?
Was he?
Listen to this again. If you, Whoo Kid, you just walked in, so you haven't heard this. He's quoting the Bible.
Get out of here.
When he was talking about immigration last night.
Wow. Scripture tells us that we shall not oppress a stranger, for we know the heart of a stranger. We were strangers once too. My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants.
So Obama's sitting here saying a stranger's just a friend you haven't met. So just let it ride.
But what does he mean? Like, does he mean slavery is a form of getting into the country?
I don't know if he means that necessarily.
He says we're all original immigrants, but we were forced to be here.
That's true. I mean, that's a great point. Yeah. You should go to these press conferences, raise your hand.
Fuck you talk about, nigga.
Excuse me, Obama. Like, you and I both know how our ancestors
whipped our dicks out here.
Right. Like, you took a boat here, but you didn't want to be here.
I'm happy you got us here because I've been to Africa. Thank God for slavery, man.
Well, that's
that.
Look, I understand where you're coming from, and that's your opinion, DJ.
I hugged the first white guys. The first white guy I saw at the airport when I came back from Africa. I hugged them tight.
You did. You did. You said thank. I mean, to try to like pull on our heartstrings, it's like, relax a little bit, Obama. Like, you don't need to say, well, if you were a good person, you'd feel the same way that I did. You know who's the last person that tried to be like a moral judge on everybody?
Who?
Bill Cosby. And look what happened, okay? Look what happened.
Fucked her right in the pussy.
That's exactly what he did, allegedly. Allegedly. Rich Voss would like a moment of our time here on the program. Rich Voss, welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Oh, shizer.
Yes. How's it going, son?
What up, dogs?
You sound good.
Thanks.
You know, the reason, he wants to make illegal immigrants legal is because 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10 vote Democratic.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it only helps the Democratic Party.
Yeah, but you know what? If conservatives would loosen up a little bit, then maybe the illegals would vote conservative. If I was an illegal, I'd vote Democratic too, because they were the ones that wanted to make me legal.
Mm.
So here's the thing. I'm in the middle. So whenever I say anything negative towards the Democratic Party, everybody thinks I'm some right-wing lunatic, you know. But that's the bottom line is they'll make it. You don't want illegals coming in here. If they come in on, through the right avenues, that's no problem. But you don't know who's crossing those borders, going through Mexico into this country.
Well,
you don't know if they're, if Mexicans can sneak in, so can Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda.
Well, Al Qaeda could sneak in too. Al is a problem too, Mr. Qaeda.
I said, so can Hamas. Okay, so
I mean, yeah, but look,
I made a slight slip, but I corrected it.
You did correct it.
Get off track here. Okay.
I mean, yes, theoretically that could happen, but the odds, like Hamas and Al Qaeda, whether or not we have stronger borders, are going to figure out their ways in here anyway. It's not really happening.
Well, how do you know that you are so far wrong about how do you know what's happening? How do any of us know how many attacks they really have stopped?
Well, they've stopped them. That's the point.
You're right. They stopped them.
Right.
But why were those opportunities there for them to stop them?
But I think there's a difference. There's a difference, Rich Voss, between the borders and the illegals. I'm saying it's not a big deal if you make the illegals legal. I mean, at this point, who cares? You could still strengthen the borders and okay, look, they made it here. Let them have it. But from now on, let's be a little pickier about who comes in.
No, I agree 100%. If you're here, you stay here. I believe that. If you made it across the border, hey, you won.
Because there are people who want to deport all these people, and you have to understand, the dad on Seventh Heaven. There was audio of him on TMZ saying, "Yup, I made a little girl touch my dick."
What?
And the police said, "Well, it's been too long since that's happened for us to charge him." But then you take illegal immigrants and you're like, no matter how long you've been here, get out of here. This guy can get away with molesting kids, but you can't just stick around, paint houses, park cars.
You're almost on the borderline of ridiculous. I believe.
Not me.
I believe. Okay, I believe that they're here. Yes, they stay here, but you cannot compare child molestation to this. One is one thing, one's another. Of course, that person should be indicted and should go to jail. And I don't care how long ago it happened. I don't think there should be a statute of limitations.
Me neither. We're on the same page, Rich Voss. We are on the same page.
For Seventh Heaven?
Because after 7 years, hey, guess who I fucked?
Right.
Sit on the block. You know what I mean?
It's fucking crazy.
So I'm at the Garden State Comedy Club in New Jersey in Flemington.
All right.
The first show's sold out, but the second show's not sold out. And if I could get 20 paying Mexicans, I'd have no problem with that. Okay?
Well, your phone's breaking up a little, but everybody go to the Garden State Comedy Club here tomorrow night to see Rich Voss. Yeah.
I play a lot of golf, and they do wonders on the golf course for the landscape.
I mean, so they serve a major purpose.
Yes, but it's all about democratic voting. That's all it is. It's for the votes.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Go fuck yourself. Shut up.
Rich Voss, ladies and gentlemen. Psycho Bob in Baltimore wants to clear a lot of this up for us. Psycho Bob?
Oh, shit.
Hey, Sam, I don't have anything about immigration, but you know what I always say is that war is bad. It makes me sad.
I get that, Psycho Bob.
Okay.
I'm glad you're there to contribute that. Psycho Bob and Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, wow.
Both contributors of that viewpoint.
Wow.
Trey in Boston?
Look at
Hey,
it.
what up? What up, Sam Robert?
What up?
Hey, what up, man? What up? Is your half and half nigga right here?
I could tell, you know what? I could tell it was like half and half because the second half, the white half, is the one who finished the word. He added the ER there on the end. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. It's good. You got the pass.
Hey, we go back a long time, man. In 2001, we were at a Ja Rule party in Atlanta, man. I met you, and you were cool as shit back then.
Oh, get out of here, for real. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. I wasn't going to any Ja Rule parties in 2001, so that must be DJ Whoo Kid that he's referring to.
That's Whoo Kid.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we need to get, I live up in Boston. I got this transfer because of my walk. We need to get some more illegals up here because I can't be the only dark-skinned bastard that ever walks into the grocery store up here, okay? So that's,
I get that. Make it a little easier. Scapegoat a little bit. Like,
I can't be the only one up here, so we got to import those motherfuckers up here so that way they can't stop looking at me, man, okay?
Right. Like, I may be half black, but that guy can't speak English. So, you know, who do you have a problem with?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but all right, guys, I got to check out, man. I got to go to a massage parlor right now.
All right, buddy, I'll talk to you later. I'm assuming you had a meeting with his parole officer. That's what I would assume.
That's kind of crazy. He wants to share all the stereotypical stuff out there instead of him getting it all the time.
Right. He wants
to share it.
That's a real thing. That's not like what you'd hear about, you know, on a big platform like this usually. That's how people actually think.
He wants other people to be looked as thieves, not just himself.
He doesn't want to end it. He's not like, how do we end these awful stereotypes? He's like, who can they bully instead of me? Like he's that nerd. Here's what I did. That's me in high school. That was sitting there. No, you shouldn't pick on me. I'll find someone else for you to pick on. I swear I'll find a smaller kid than me. I promise you. There's a bigger wiener in this school than me. Just let me point him out to you.
Do I sound ignorant? Like, how are ways for Mexicans to get in the country without it being illegal? Do they come normal?
Well, I mean, you can.
What is it, like a lotto or like a lottery?
Well, you can apply for citizenship and take the test and get a work visa or marry somebody or go on that 90-Day Fiancé show or or any of those things.
Because I always hear like they're just running through the border. Like, any other way to get in here? Holy shit.
Well, they're like, well, there's a 4-step process to gaining legal citizenship, but there is a 1-step process to getting in. Look, I don't have a problem with paying attention to who's coming in and out of the country. I think that's normal for a country to do. But I truly think that once you make it here,
it's a wrap.
You passed that finish line, baby. Congrats.
See ya.
You got one over on us.
Peace.
What can we do? And the reason that I brought up the dad from Seventh Heaven was because for there to be a statute of limitations on pedophilia and molestation.
That's crazy.
But there's not a statute of limitations on being a citizen illegally. Like, it's not like you can just come here, hide out for 20 years, and then it's like, well, you did your 20. Like, you're good.
They'll still send you back?
Yeah.
Wow.
If they find you 20 years later, they're like,
shit.
Kids that are born here can stay here.
That's crazy.
But if they get into college or something and they alert somebody to their parents and their parents are illegal, even though they're in college, they've been here for 20 years or whatever, they're like, well, we're going to get rid of your parents then.
Damn.
It's like, what the fuck?
Thank God my father came in my mother in Brooklyn.
That's right, because otherwise...
Born here, nigga.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You can't get rid of me.
I came out in Brooklyn, son. I'm my mother's pussy.
You did. Let's go to Robert in Illinois. What's up, Robert?
She got fat pussy.
She does? Well, now she does.
The main reason I was calling is I wanted to make a couple of comments.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason why people are in a fervor about legalizing 5 million individuals is because, let's be honest, the people that's going to hurt the most is the lowest rung of the economic ladder.
Dude, they're not leaving anyway. Number one, we're not going to spend any money to get them out of the country. You know how much money it would cost to deport, just for the plane tickets, to deport all those people?
You're saying that we're going to deport people. What I'm saying is, and what most people are saying is, first and foremost, our border should be secure.
Right, that's a separate thing.
Have a conversation about whether or not we legalize people or not.
But then that's what everybody keeps saying, but it doesn't make any sense because they don't know how that. Why not have that conversation right now?
Why not have that conversation now? Because our country is run by corporations that make money off of using illegal immigrants, primarily Mexican Americans and Polish Americans, for cheap labor.
So then here's what we do. What if we legalize them?
Well, if you legalize them, then they will be brought into the tax base. But what I'm saying is you're cutting your nose off in spite of your face. What you need to do first and foremost, this is like saying
I'm not gonna close my front door, and I'm gonna sit here and allow anybody to come in my house. But then I'm going to complain when they come in and they take everything.
No, they're not.
No sense.
Dude, they're not. What are they taking? They're not going into your house and stealing your property. And
no, they're not. Okay, here, I'll give you a prime example. I'm a painter 2 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I work for a gentleman that has people who are illegal immigrants who have come here, and they get paid cash just like I do, and they are undercutting the actual value of the labor.
Yeah, but what happened
I don't know what you have done as far as your jobs in your life, but that is what is happening. When you can find someone that is willing to do a job that doesn't have to follow the taxation laws that we have in this country. Imagine this. If you work for cash and you don't pay income tax,
right, but
you don't pay insurance.
But this sounds like it would all be solved if it was easier to just legalize the people. So then they wouldn't be illegal anymore. They're going to be here anyway.
They're going to be here anyways as long as you don't enforce the law. And
they're here already. They're here. They're here. Like, they're here.
I understand that. If you let me finish making my point. Ronald Reagan did this. We legalized, I think it was about 3.5 million Americans back then.
That's right.
And the pretext of that law being passed, which was actually sent through Congress, by the way, not by executive fiat, was that we would secure our border. Now we fast forward 20-some odd years later, and our border is so porous that you have people coming through
like a sponge.
The southern border in mass.
Somebody just keeps squeezing that sponge, and Mexicans fall out of it.
On a second note, you gentlemen should look up the Cloward and Piven strategy.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and read a bunch of stuff. That's not going to happen. There's all these 24-hour news networks. I'm not going to sit here and read a bunch of stuff about immigration because it's like...
I know. Heaven forbid you actually educate yourself.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay? I told you. I got so much going on. I got to make sure everybody knows about this podcast serial that everybody's talking about. I got to play fake, totally fake. I don't have time to be reading about Cloward and Piven. You know?
Then do me a favor.
I will.
Don't act like you're a reporter actually reporting news instead of just a talking head.
I'm going to tell you something. If anybody was confused and thought that they were listening to a news reporter...
Well, I'm just saying...
Who Kid has dropped the N-word multiple times and advocated for slavery. I don't think that this broadcast would work anywhere on the news. But I do appreciate the call, Robert, and I enjoy your passion.
Don't sit here and... I mean, I love how you connect using the N-word. This has nothing to do with that. What I am simply saying is that the law...
I'm going to hang up on you real quick. I'm trying to be polite. Like, all right, I got it. But we're not, you know...
Coming at you, son.
I know, I'm not...
talking about the law here.
Yeah. I appreciate the call, though.
Funny. You guys got that, but
right.
If you're gonna talk serious shop talk, at least have a little bit of facts behind your conversation.
No, you have to know that we're real close to retarded on this show. Like we're not, but we're close.
I understand that, but you guys have influence over a lot of people. I'll give you an example. My 60-something-year-old father listens to you because you guys do bring up conversations that you will not see on mainstream media.
Right.
And what I am saying is that being that you guys do bring up these conversations, which is good.
Okay, I gotta go, Robert. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Tell your dad I said what's up. But I gotta go.
He just wants you to be on point once.
No, I got it, but I can't. I can't make that promise.
You're a broadcast expert. You sound so
professional broadcaster. This voice doesn't exist as a news reporter. Okay, this voice is to deliver just the world that I see in front of me. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, people follow politics like they follow professional sports. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, but Obama's screaming gospel.
I understand Obama's screaming gospel, but that's no different than the Notre Dame coach trying to tell the players that Jesus is going to help them score a touchdown.
Well, who sits there and worry about who's coming through the borders? Like, when I wake up...
That guy from Illinois. That's what I'm saying.
So you have to live in the Midwest or the middle of this country to worry about, or near, I guess, Mexico to worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more worried about Ebola than the illegal immigrants. Quite frankly.
I mean, the economy's fucked up. Like, how much more fucked up can it be? So I gotta worry about, like, illegal immigrants coming in, fucking up the tax shit. Like,
right. Well, yeah, let's figure out our own shit. And maybe we can get some people from Mexico, and I don't know if Canadians are sneaking across the border. I'll bet they are.
My goal is not to pay taxes and go to Paris.
That's it.
Kanye West shouted that out.
You're going to be an illegal Parisian.
Hell, I'm out of here, nigga. Yeah, I can pay taxes and worry about Mexicans. I'm going to Paris.
Yeah.
And live with la vida loca.
That sounds good, Whoo Kid. That sounds like the American dream, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Joe in Cincinnati.
Hey, what's up, Sam? What's up, Whoo Kid?
How you doing, pal?
What's up, man?
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you just don't understand the way that the world actually goes.
Explain it to me. I need to know.
Well, I'm oil field trash. I've been all over this country, you know, everywhere. But when I go to South Texas, all right, every job you ever go on, you're not allowed to carry guns. I have a carry permit. You're not allowed to carry guns. You go down to South Texas, they tell you better carry a gun.
Well, Texas loves their guns. That's no secret.
No, that is nothing to do with Texas. That is the honest to God fact. I've stayed in hotels, woken up, and all my shit's out of my room.
Damn.
It's all gone. They pay off their sister, who's here illegally cleaning hotels, to get keys to hotels. They rob people. They kill people on the side of the road.
Crazy.
Okay, look.
Wow.
Look, it is the Wild West down there, and it's all.
I mean, it is Texas. That's where all those Wild West movies were from, right? That's where they're cowboy. Look, that sounds more like we should. I think that may be an issue with law enforcement if there's just people dying on the street, because the same thing's happening in Chicago, by the way, and it's not illegals, it's gang members.
No, well, that's a whole nother issue.
Right, and that's I mean, yeah, that's not, you know, that's neither here nor there, but I mean, people. There are cities where there are crimes, and maybe it's illegals in this spot and it's gang members in that spot. But yeah, like murderers and thieves are enemies to the country.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Sam, I mean, I'll give you another personal example.
Tell me.
I was driving on a road one night. It's black as shit out there at night.
Is that a racist term?
Yeah.
So, who could? No offense, I didn't mean it.
I know.
No.
I understand.
It's nighttime. That's what I meant. And you see them running across the road, like, and I'm not talking like
deer.
One or two. I'm talking like 40, 50.
Wow.
Look, maybe I need a different experience, because I'll tell you this. I've driven around. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick. This is how ridiculous it is down there. The farmers. I hand to God, the farmers have fences, like these 15-foot fences around their 2,000-acre properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's fences, ladders leaned up against the fences that in Spanish say, please use the ladder. Stop destroying my fence. I'm not fucking joking, man.
Like they were so tired of their fence getting kicked down that they just put it. They're like, you can come illegally, hop the fence, but stop actually climbing the fence.
Oh, wow.
That's so great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the problem with all this stuff on TV, all the opinions. Nobody talks about
actually
what's
being
really
there.
happening. Like I mean, you go down there, go south of San Antonio, man. And
look, you bring up a good point, because I drive around upstate New York, and I will tell you this: those deer all night long just decide to run up and down the highways. They love crossing the highway, and all they do is cause car accidents and kill people. And in my opinion, the United States should exterminate all deer. I hate deer.
Though.
I
At
can't.
least they're good to eat.
Well, yeah, man, eat them all. I don't care.
No,
I wish all deer were dead.
Not Rudolph.
Maybe if I lived, around where Joe lives, maybe I would feel that way about illegal immigrants. But right now, that's my opinion on deer.
I hear you, man. But it's really it is. The reason I called is you're saying that they're not doing anything, and they are. That's the problem. Is
well,
the media is about 99% Democratic.
Well, that's no doubt. I agree with that.
They're not going to talk about the things that go against their their point of view or their agenda, what they're trying to get across.
Well, thanks, Joe. And I appreciate the call. There's no doubt that the media is absolutely hyper-liberal. And, that you can't even really talk about stuff like Joe was talking about without worrying about offending somebody. Everybody's going to be offended by something, so you can't say the wrong thing or the wrong thing. Now, I don't have a problem, as I said, with keeping a more secure border. Like, I don't think that that's an issue. Like, if you were like, okay, I don't think we need a Great Wall of China around the country. That seems a little, dictatorish. Seems a little...
communist.
Yeah, it seems a little Marxist. I don't know. But I do think that once they make it here, once they climb that dude's ladder or break his fence right down, like, I think the people that are here now, we should just let them stay. Because they did it already. It's over. They're in. Okay? So let's at least first acknowledge, because everybody who's like opposing this is saying, like, I'm not saying I oppose that, but first, let's talk about the border. And I'm like, whoa. Why don't we talk about it? I feel like this whole argument is not an argument about immigrants. It's not an argument about the border. It's an argument about what conversation are we going to have first? Like, the whole thing boils down to the Democrats want to talk about the illegals first, and the Republicans want to talk about the border first, and they won't meet up halfway.
They're not going to meet up halfway.
No, so it's just two conversations, and they all just talk to each other, and they agree with each other, and nothing ever happens.
Is it, like, unfair because the Mexicans are the reason why Obama's still the president?
Do you think so, though?
2 terms straight.
I mean, yeah, but the illegals can't vote.
They can't vote.
They're illegal. If they came to vote, they'd be like, wait a minute.
Oh, shit, for real?
Like, they're like, here's my voter card. Then they'd be like, oh, thanks for the card. You're actually getting deported because you're illegal.
I learned a lot on this show, man.
Yeah, I'm here to teach.
I didn't know 40 to 50 people run across.
See, that's why I have you around too, kid, because everybody thinks I'm an idiot. But like, then you show up and you're sitting there being like, damn, Sam, you're smart.
Yeah.
You make me look great.
I'm stupid as fuck. But that is crazy. 40, 50 people, like, I can imagine, like, you're on the highway driving and you see that.
You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, see, I'm sure if I had personal experience with it, it'd probably be a whole different thing. Like, what is going on?
That would be nuts, yo.
I'd probably think to myself, yeah, we gotta create something so there's not dozens of people just running across the street every day.
I honestly didn't know that they were like, I thought they become like some form of legalization where they could vote.
No, nothing.
Nothing, period.
Nothing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And
it's a nothing.
That's why, like, Voss was pointing out that a lot of people feel like, okay, well, Obama wants to...
so where do those votes come from?
Other people vote for Obama, too. It's not just illegals.
So white people really voted for Obama?
Guilty white people and black people all voted for Obama. So that's a lot of people.
So white people that used to have slaves voted for Obama?
They feel bad about it, yeah. Well, no. Their ancestors had slaves. They themselves... Slavery, I don't know if you know this. This is another little sociological fact we're dropping on Sam Roberts' show today.
Yeah.
Slavery's been outlawed for many years. I mean, generationally, it's been a long time. Yeah, so it's not like it's just happening in a different part of the country. It's not happening anywhere, and it hasn't been for quite some time.
Hasn't been a hanging in Mississippi in a long time, huh?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Anybody see any hanging? Call up.
Jason in Montana. What's up, Jason?
Hey, Sam Roberts. Hey, Whoo, kid. How you doing?
What up, son?
Sam, thanks for the game. And that last caller, he's right, and the caller before it is an asshole.
All right. Well, there you have it. Judge, jury, and executioner. Alan in Texas. And I love that Texas is representing strong right now because, like, I could talk my shit all I want, but Texas are the people who live on the border there.
I just have a funny story, actually, and to tell you how bad some of these people want to stay in the country, I'm also a project manager in the gas and oil industry, and I have a guy who works for me who brought me his paycheck one day, and there was $300 missing for something that I couldn't tell him what it was for. Well, his fake identity that he stole or purchased from someone, the guy that, Joe Smith or whatever his new name was so far in the rears in child support. This guy loses $300 a week, and there's nothing he could do about it because he's got to pay the guy's child support whose identity he stole.
Oh, shit. What?
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, that's really...
but,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
That's crazy.
That's a funny thing. But that's the other thing. It's like people are like, well, an illegal stole my identity, so they're bad people. And you're like, no, that one guy was a bad person. Like, I don't have any problems with Nigerians, but there was this one guy from Nigeria, and he sent me an email. And he told me, this guy from Nigeria,
oh, man.
He told me
Come on.
that if I sent him $10,000, he was going to send me $2 million.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
And so I did it.
You did not.
And can I tell you something? He ripped me off. Can you believe that?
You need to be on Oprah.
Can you believe that he ripped me off? Now, I realized, though, I said to myself, who kid, I cannot take this out against all Nigerians.
Take it out on yourself.
It was just this one. It was just this one guy who happened to be a prince, actually. He said that in the email.
Hilarious.
Let's go to Anthony in Texas. Anthony.
Yeah.
What's up, Hal?
Hey, let me give you guys some insight about South Texas here.
Do it.
Number one, you're illegal. When they work for somebody that's got a legal business in the United States, they're sending the money back to Mexico.
They got families. They're not like, it's not like Mexico has this one P.O. box where it's like all of America's money is to be sent here.
Hey, Sam,
Yeah.
that makes your taxes go up because you're a legal tax-paying citizen.
Bro, I'm in such a low tax bracket, it's not an issue.
It
you know?
doesn't matter. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You've got them sending money back over there, which is dropping the value of the American dollar, which is also fronting the money for the drug cartels. Now, the war on the border stuff down here, I can tell you right now, it is an absolute war. The only good thing is there's a no-bag limit on Mexicans. They come over, they shoot at people, they kill the Border Patrol agents, they bring their drugs over, and they don't care. Okay?
All right, but there's a lot of, I mean, again, I can't, Anthony. I can't. I'm gonna, all right, I'll talk to you later, buddy. I can't do this.
The truth of it, man.
I understand that it's the truth, but it's a very biased truth. It's not the
biased truth.
There's definitely Mexicans coming over that are not shooting people.
That real shit.
Right. But the majority of them, and millions and millions of dollars, and you can look this up.
Yeah, and I don't think that our economic, I don't think.
Over in drugs, and there's millions of dollars of guns going back down.
All right, but then you could okay.
Report the facts.
I'll get a liberal.
Report it half-assed.
All right, first of all, stop talking. Everybody's talking to me like I'm a reporter today. I'm not reporting. I'm just expressing.
If you're gonna talk about it,
I'm editorializing, if anything. I'm editorializing, but I could. Yeah.
No illegals do not get to vote, buddy.
I know. I just found that out today.
But, I mean, and thank you, Anthony. I appreciate the call. But I could easily get, like, somebody who's as liberal as Anthony is conservative to say, yeah, but Reagan funded the crack epidemic in the 80s and blah, blah. Like, yes, the reason that we're in economic trouble as a country is not because illegals are sending money back home to their family. It just isn't. It's because it's corporations, it's bailing banks out of debt, it's all that. It's everything that we're doing. We did this, the problems that we are in, the big problems, the overarching problems that affect everyone, we did that. Not illegals. We did it. Right, Who Kid?
You're a real guy, man.
Thank you. You see me just break that shit down?
Hell yeah.
Like, were you inspired just now?
I'm about to break dance like that.
I saw you. For a moment, you fucking laid that cardboard down on the floor and you started popping and locking.
You're kicking the gospel right now.
Thank you.
Like
a
white Obama.
I heard Obama reading from the Bible last night and it inspired me.
Can you play that one more time?
Last night Obama's doing his speech. Can I tell you something? After this, I started speaking in tongue. That's how inspired I was.
Scripture tells us that we shall not oppress a stranger.
Fuck out of here.
For we know the heart of a stranger.
Shit.
We were strangers once too.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
my fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants.
This just makes me want to shut the fuck up.
So you're an immigrant.
I'm not. Look.
I mean, you do look half black.
I mean, yeah, there are some issues with the hair. Oh, that's probably the first thing. I'd say, Obama, I'm American. He's like, with that hair, Sam? Really? Are you?
You do have Mexican teeth, though. You look like a rock.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
They're all gnarly? They're British teeth, Who Kid?
You know, there's another issue, too. There's like a lot of fake gay marriages now.
How so?
So they can stay in the country. So
like Mexicans are coming over and just finding a dude to marry?
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Prove that you're fucking a dude?
Right.
So you'll leave it alone.
Right, because he's like, you want to see me?
You guys are married, right?
You want to see me blow? No, that's cool. That's cool.
Because, even when I had to marry my ex-wife, it took forever. Like, just to get cleared. Like, she's Japanese.
Oh, was she from Japan?
Yeah, she's from Japan.
And so she was gaining citizenship through your marriage.
Well, she wanted to be a citizen, but she's been here. Like, she got the legal stuff to school. She graduated, but the fake gay thing is hilarious. It's like, you're not really going to question two dudes.
They won't, will they?
Yeah, if
so you got questioned hardcore when you got married.
What? I was like, I literally had to put my dick in my wife's pussy to prove that we're dating. I had 2 kids, for Christ's sake.
You had to go to City Hall and insert yourself into your wife.
Like, I had to fuck her so they could know that, yo, this is my wife, bitch.
There'll be a town hall meeting this week. We're going to be judging whether or not Whoo Kid is actually inside of his wife.
Like, God, yo, like, come on, my kid is 13.
Yeah, he's got a Trap Lord t-shirt on.
And I'm a nigga. I'm still around. Black people don't be around.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay? Like, if anything, you should be given, like, a Pulitzer Prize or something.
Give it to me.
I understand that's a journalism prize, but still, give it to him. Give him some kind of trophy for sticking around.
Shit. I'm like, fuck her.
Laurent in Jersey.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, buddy?
All right. So I'm listening to a lot of people really ignorant talking, man. Because I myself, I'm a previous illegal immigrant.
Okay, so first question, Laurent, you are an illegal immigrant. Exactly how many Border Patrol people did you kill to get here?
Well, I'm not an illegal immigrant anymore. I'm American now.
But you were illegal. So when you were, how many of us, I'll say, did you murder?
Absolutely zero.
What?
That's good. That's great.
Huh?
Great
but
news.
I'll tell you though, right? So I came here, I was illegal. Now I'm American. I have a job. I pay about $50,000 a year in taxes. Right? So you take all these illegal immigrants who are working anyway, who are going to start paying taxes. They're actually going to help and not hurt the economy.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. They're like, well, the illegals come here and they affect all our taxes. And it's like, but if they were legal, then they wouldn't be illegals affecting your taxes anymore. They'd be legal people paying taxes, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, you need to separate the two. A war between immigrants and a war against drugs, which is failing as well, right?
Right. Of course, so, like if gang members with drugs are, yes, that's bad. I understand. But Laurent is just coming here trying to make a living. And I think the thing that's crazy is that I feel like people think that, like being in America is great. There's nothing better in this world. As far as I'm concerned, maybe Paris, Whoo Kid.
I'm out of here.
But for the most part, getting to live in America is like the greatest thing you can do.
Hell fucking yeah.
But it's not like any of us did anything to deserve it. Mm-hmm. We just happened to be born here. Mm-hmm. And it's like we feel like since we were born here, we can say, no, it's ours and you can't play with it.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you say to a kid that was born here and his parents are Mexican? Like, you tell them go back home? Because if you look at the Dominican Republic, they're doing that to Haitians right now.
Yep.
And the world is up in arms because the Dominican Republic is doing it. But if the U.S. was to do it, it's okay, right?
That's really, yeah.
Right now, or like Haitians who are born in the Dominican Republic of Haitian parents don't have papers. They're completely illegal, undocumented, even though they're born in the Dominican Republic.
So they're not just sending back the parents, they're sending back the kids.
Of course.
Everybody.
Everybody. That's happening to your people, Whoo Kid. Shit is crazy.
He's actually right about that.
Well, so Laurent, you're all for just legalizing people.
Of course. Why not? They're already here, right?
Exactly. Why not? They're here.
He better. He's Mexican.
Not only are they here, they're working. They're here. They're working. Make them pay some taxes. Why not?
Right. Let's soak some money out of them. Thank you, Laurent. Now listen.
I mean, you gotta understand. Like they do take pay cuts, and I understand why. A lot of workers are pissed.
Yeah, but that's why here's what.
Come on, this guy came to my house and told me $36,000 to redo my kitchen, and then the Mexican crew came.
And how much they do it for?
Like $14,000.
Yeah,
and it's the same fucking shit.
It's a great deal.
So it's like, you know.
But so here's what you do.
What the fuck am I gonna do?
You legalize the people. They can't do that. Why not just say, okay, we agree. The people that are here right now can stay. Now, let's have a conversation about the border. But they won't do that. They're saying, no. Before we agree to that, I want to talk about this. Like each side is going, well, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, but you have to scratch mine first. No, you have to scratch mine first. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Don't we have other stuff to talk about?
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I gotta start thinking about it every morning now when I get up.
Let's go. You do,
Talk
right?
about the border. Like, oh, shit, the border. Word up.
Gotta leave my front door open. People steal my shit.
The border, yo.
Let's go to Tony in Texas. What's up, Tony?
What's going on, Sam?
How you doing, pal?
Listen, I mean, when you talk about it, you sound a little bit naive about it.
Maybe.
And I'm not blaming you or anything.
Right.
But here's the biggest problem with the whole. I mean, I'm myself a Mexican. I got family in Mexico.
Mm.
Mom Mexican, from Mexico.
Do you send money to them?
Agent. What's that?
Do you send money to them?
No, I'm a special agent, bro.
Well, I'm just saying. If I found out earlier.
I've been up against these cartels, up against, and you might want to separate it, but it's all the same. Because Asian smuggling money goes to cartel money. Now, the biggest problem with this whole thing is that people that have no idea of what's going on the ground
right.
don't see the whole thing. These immigration laws are so convoluted,
right?
Because every time a new person comes into office, they want to institute another law and another law, and that's why it's so messed up. That's why it takes so long to become legal if you want to do it the right way.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on the phone because I don't think
what you're saying. There's two sides to the coin, and I'm not one of these that say, hey, because I see them. I myself see them. There's a lot of hard workers, Like I said, my mom came from Mexico. She was on welfare.
Right.
Gave it up after we were okay.
I don't think people. I'm glad you're on the phone because I don't think people realize that like the United States government works like any other convoluted corporation where nothing gets done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They just assume like, well, no, these are our leaders and we're running a country. Like it's just another corporation. And Tony is sitting here. He's working for the government, but like you said, Tony, everything's changing every 4 years, and you're like, what are we enforcing? What are we doing here?
There's nothing. There's the other problem that this is the other problem, especially on the border. They talk about, hey, we need more security, we need more troops on the ground. Well, what good does that do when you don't have AUSAs, which are the prosecutors, to enforce those laws? Right now, anything that we catch, they won't take the case. It doesn't matter. We catch truckloads of 76 bodies inside a tractor,
Jesus.
And they won't take the case because they're too busy. They can't do it.
And so what do you do with all the people?
You send them back.
You send them back.
Just send them right back.
And then the guy, what this guy does? He gets released and goes and does it again.
It's just this cycle.
Another issue that you have, and this is the other flip. Like I said, I know some, and I can see it. I see it all the time. These guys, there's some of them that are the hardest working. Mm-hmm. They take any job and they bust their ass. But then you have the other side that are on welfare, have a free school. On top of welfare, they get free housing. So what they do is they use that housing to stash aliens, and then with the welfare, they feed it. And then on top of that, then they get paid to smuggle those aliens. So they pretty much have a free business.
And do you think, do you think majority-wise, do you think people are here illegally because they want to take advantage and they want to capitalize on it? Or do you think people are here illegally because it's really fucking hard to be here legally?
No. I think they're here illegally because it's really fucking hard to be where they're from, and they want a better life, just like everyone else.
Do you think the reason that they're not legal citizens here is because it's such a convoluted process, or because?
No, that's for damn sure. You want to fix this problem? You need to go through all the red tape and get down to brass tacks and say, hey, this didn't work. Why do you do this? This didn't work. What? But what happens is they want popularity votes. They want to go for office next year and the next year and the next year. So then they institute laws to appease the public.
So it's not like it's a bunch. The majority, you would say, it's not like it's a bunch of people that are here trying to take advantage of the system. It's a bunch of people that are here trying to escape their shitty lives, and they don't know how to fucking do it in the regular way.
It's like 80% or 90%.
That's exactly. Yeah. You do it the right way. You got to wait. You see the 90-day fiance,
right?
Even just to bring a mail order wife. That's a whole process in itself.
Plus, you got to marry either a guy who might be gay or a bald dude with cigarette breath. So, your options aren't that much. All right, Tony.
The majority, Sam. I get your point that you're saying, and it's just too complex an issue.
Yeah.
To say that it's black or white. It's not black or white, and there's no easy fix.
Right.
But the best fix would be for these guys that are appointed, not that they haven't done the job we do. They're appointed and think they know better to come down and see it from the ground up. You talk about
but they're not
business.
interested in that.
The best businessman is the guy that started from the bottom and worked his way to because he saw everything.
Like Drake.
And understands that.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom and now he's here. Now the whole crew is fucking here.
Exactly.
That's right.
But unfortunately, everyone
Right,
wants to
Hookin?
get voted in office.
Yeah, nigga.
Everyone, and it's just it's a problem in society. You talk about, hey, why do they want to do it the right way because it's fucking hard? Well,
Right.
Everyone wants to get over on someone.
All right.
And that's the problem,
All right, Tony. Thanks, pal. I mean, I think Tony's right about a lot of it. That like I can sit here and me and you, who can sit here and be like, okay, here's the clean fix. Like just make them legal, then enforce the border, and we'll be fucking good. But nobody wants a clean fix. The reason that it's all so convoluted, and the reason this dude who wrote Obamacare is making everybody look like fucking assholes, is because they're all in the business of creating laws and paperwork that make no sense to anybody, so that way they can all argue it.
This dude.
Yeah. That way they can all argue it. John Gruber. That way they can all argue all this stuff until the end of eternity. And then talking heads can fight, and there can be people voting, and we can keep our two-party system going, and it's all like, nobody can just be like, okay, here's a logical fix. Also, most of what we do is bullshit. Like, you're never going to get there.
How do you legalize illegal people?
Just be like, you're cool. You're here, dude. You're cool.
So that's the red tape here. So it's like if they come out, they get caught, they get sent back. If they're trying to get legal.
That's what they should do. Somebody should be like, okay, we're going to legalize everybody. And they set up a room, right? And they go, everybody come in here. We're going to give you driver's license and shit. So you're all going to be good. We're going to give you your papers. And they go into the room.
Damn.
And then the curtain comes up and it's the back of a truck. You're going back to Mexico, suckers.
Psych.
Fuck you. Let's go to Donnie in Texas.
Yo, man.
Damn.
Yeah, Donnie?
I think we've learned today. Don't bring this subject up again, okay?
All right. No, you're probably right, Donnie. We got
Talk
to move.
about tits or something. Don't bring this up because it's just pissing on a bee's nest.
You're right. You're right. I pissed on a bee's nest today, Donnie, and I appreciate the call because you're a very observant fellow. Listen, there's a lot of stuff.
There's no conclusion to this problem.
No, there isn't. And that's the least, that's the most unsatisfying
You're
thing.
never going to get a conclusion.
But I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
6 weeks from now, we could probably bring it up on the radio again and do the exact same thing with the exact same calls and whatever. Listen. Speaking of tits, Nicole may or may not be here today. I don't know. She's doing some VH1 shit right now, but she might be here later. I don't know. Rachel Feinstein will be here. Very funny comic.
Oh, wow.
She'll be here later. Have you heard, Who Kid, about this podcast, Serial?
No, what is that about?
It is.
Serial.
Serial.
Oh, wow.
It's the biggest fucking podcast in the world right now.
What is it about? Killers?
Yeah. It set a world record. I think it's a world record. It's the quickest podcast to ever achieve 5 million downloads.
Wow.
I mean, people are obsessed with this thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And people who work here, like, who work in satellite radio, are walking up and down these halls talking about this goddamn podcast. I was bringing it up to Travis today, and every time I had a conversation with Travis about it, some other jabron poked their head into our office to be like, oh, do you think he did it? Do you I don't know. I mean, I think he's definitely a murderer, but Jake had something to do with it. I really think that, and it's just like, everybody is obsessed with this thing. I want to talk to you about it.
Okay. Well, some people here do look like murderers.
Yeah, I mean, it's this story. It's the fastest podcast to reach 5 million downloads and streams in iTunes history, having been a fixture in the company's podcast charts. Blah, 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 blah. So it's huge.
So it teaches you everything about serial killers?
No, what it is it's a true crime story.
Oh.
And I'll get into this in a little bit. It's a true crime story. It's one story. And it's told over several weeks. And it's a real true story. And so it's a criminal thing. It's everybody's all in a tizzy over it. I'll talk to you guys about that. Also, another round of fake, totally fake. Fabulous videos, fabulous prizes, and a whole lot more. All still to come. So stay tuned here to Sam Roberts Show.
Sam Roberts Friday Show continues in a moment. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
I would let Will Smith teach my kids. If they could be guaranteed to come out as well-versed and, quite frankly, smart as his own children, I would put my children in the Smith household. He probably uses this song to explain immigration. He's like, yeah, my plan for immigration is build a giant robot spider and scare all the immigrants out of here. Oh, man. Will Smith. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. You want to be a part of it? You know the phone number, 866-969-1969. DJ Whoo Kid is here with me. Nicole maybe in a little bit, maybe not. Rachel Feinstein still to come here on Sam Roberts Show. I don't know if we'll have time to get into the Willow and Jaden Smith interview that went down this week. I was obsessed with it all week. BuzzFeed did a fantastic. They turned all of Jaden Smith's tweets into Garfield cartoons. Amazing. Both those kids are they've lost their minds. The Will Smith kids. Did you read the interview that they did?
What, those stupid kids?
Yeah, the Willow and Jaden Smith.
Oh, shit.
My God. I mean, I guess, look, the gist of the interview, and they did it for the New York Times, was that school is bad. And the quote was...
School is bad.
School is bad. Mm-hmm. These kids came out. Willow is the I whip my hair back and forth. Mm-hmm. Jaden is the black karate kid. Both. With multiple credits to their names. And they're Will Smith's and Jada Pinkett Smith's kids. They have those genes in them. The question, I think it was the New York Times. Is that right, Travis? Was it the New York Times they did this for?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
You know what they got in them, right?
What's that? Scientology? Mm-mm. I'm going to let you finish your pizza. The question was the hardest education. So is the hardest education the unlearning of things? Willow says yes. Basically, and Willow is, I whip my hair back and forth. Basically, but the crazy thing is, it doesn't have to be like that. And Jaden, the black karate kid, says, here's the deal. School is not authentic.
Oh.
He says.
It's not real.
Because it ends.
Mm.
He says it's not true. It's not real. Our learning will never end. The school that we go to every single morning, we will continue to go to.
Mm.
Only if you're stupid. I mean, 12 years and you're out if you got a brain that works. Willow says forever, till the day we're in our bed. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm in my bed every single day. Jaden, black karate kid, kids who go to normal school are so teenagery, so angsty. Teenager. I mean,
is that a word?
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't have a problem. That'd be like me being like, who kid is so black, isn't he? Like, I don't have a problem.
I never even heard of that.
I don't have a problem with teenagers being teenagery. It's fine with me. That's what they're okay. Like if Adrian, who's like 22, if you were teenagery still, I'd be like, knock it off. But like, you know, if you'd come to me 4 years ago and I found you to be teenagery, you'd say, well, yeah, I'm 18.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the teen part of it.
This way.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Teenagery.
Willow says they never want to do anything. They're so tired. They're sleepy, I guess, a bunch of these teenagers.
I bet.
And by the way, isn't it a wonder that Jaden Smith, he's never gone to school, and he was able to come up with a word like teenagery to describe teenagers. Incredible, the vocabulary on this kid. Jaden says, you never learn anything in school. Apparently not.
He's the fucking karate kid.
Exactly. Yeah. Think about how many car accidents, wait till you hear this quote, Who Kid.
Come on.
Think about how many car accidents happen every day. Driver's ed, what's up? That's the quote.
No, it is not.
Think about how many car accidents happen every day.
I almost choked.
Driver's ed, what's up?
I literally almost choked on this fucking pizza.
Black Karate Kid says, I still haven't been to driver's ed because if everybody I know has been in an accident, I can't see how driver's ed is really helping them out. So
come on, they're not straight morons, are they?
Well, Willow says, I went to school for 1 year. She says it was the best experience, but the worst experience. The best because I was like, oh, now I know why kids are so depressed. But it was the worst because she was depressed. But, I mean, in this same interview, it's like the craziest thing you've ever read. Look up the whole thing if you get a chance.
That's a lot right there.
Because, like, the guy asks him, and this is by the way, the douchebag who interviewed him, like, you know what he knew what he was doing.
What was he doing? Like,
he was asking them questions.
He was molesting them?
Mentally. He was asking them the most pretentious questions you could ask kids, knowing that they're just full of shit Will Smith kids. He asks them, how do you write? What's your process? And Jaden, speaking for Willow, says she just gets in the booth and just starts singing. Willow says, I mean, the beat is usually what moves me. Or I think of concepts. Like when I hear a beat that is like elaborating on that concept, I just go off.
Damn.
Like they're talking to these kids like they're like inspired individuals. Who kid? You know music. What was Willow Smith, that girl that I was just quoting, what was her best song? Her biggest song?
Whip your neck.
Whip my hair back and forth.
Fucking hate that song.
Whip it real good.
That song made me hate my niece. Or kick my niece in the face.
That's the quote. So what's up? Yeah.
This song is such a blow bang.
Look, what's a blow bang?
Sucking dicks. And she's young too. Fucking whatever.
She is. Listen, I understand that most rap songs, their lyrics aren't the most deep things, but nobody's interviewing rappers like, how do you get the inspiration? How do you find these lyrics? You mean to tell me that you were able to repeat the phrase, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth, over and over again?
Oh, man.
Without a formal education? Yeah, she didn't go to driver's ed neither. Okay, Jaden, I understand.
Oh, man.
You know why people get into driver's accidents? Because this song comes on the radio and they're like, that's it, it's over. And they just drive off bridges. I don't want anything to do with this world anymore.
When do you figure out when your kids are gay?
I don't know.
Is there an age like when you can see that they're gay?
I mean, you can usually tell by like pretty young.
Okay.
I mean, they're born gay.
I'm just asking.
It's a different topic totally, right? I mean,
get that fucking song out of here.
Listen. If I had the option of going to school in the Fresh Prince's house or at, public school, I guess I'd pick the Fresh Prince's house too. But do you know why kids should go to school? The one thing I learned in school? If those kids went to school, they would learn not to talk that dumb shit in public because they would get their ass kicked. Because somebody would come and remind them that they're fucking morons. And who goes, what interviewer goes to teenagers for life philosophies? This New York Times asshole. He knew what he was doing the whole time. The whole time.
He's just fucking with him.
Yeah, he is.
Why do they dress them like they're totally opposites? Like, Willow dressed like a dude.
Yeah.
And the Karate Kid dressed, he be having skirts and everything.
Look, the Karate Kid, he's like 16 now.
He had a skirt on.
He showed up at the Kardashian wedding dressed as a Ku Klux Klan Batman. Like he was a white Batman with like sheets, like a white billowy Batman.
Get out of here.
It was so uncomfortable.
Man.
So uncomfortable. I don't know. Look at him, Whoo Kid. You're telling me
what?
Like, I'm not saying it's a Ku Klux Klan outfit. I'm saying that when you get a Batman outfit and you make it white instead of black, it is reminiscent of the Ku Klux Klan. That's all. That's it.
He looks like he has a pussy.
Okay. I mean, we both see different things. It's like an ink block test. We see different things in it.
Bought it. I mean, Cher's son, Cher's son, daughter bought a pussy, right? Or dick, or what?
I don't know. She never said if she went ahead with the surgery, I don't think.
Because dicks are, like, cheap now. You can buy one.
Is that right?
Go to Rite Aid and get a dick.
You know these streets, Whoo Kid. Colin in Jersey hung up the phone. Well, good. We're done talking about Will Smith anyway. This podcast that I was talking about, Whoo Kid, before our commercial break, before we whipped our hair back and forth. Wait. Let's go to James real quick in California. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on, Sammy? What's up, Whoo Kid?
How you doing, pal?
Just loving the Sam Roberts show on a nice Friday.
Thank you, pal. And of course, you can follow at DJ Whoo Kid and at Not Sam.
At Not Sam, ladies and gentlemen, broadcaster of the year.
That's right.
That is correct.
I don't mind accepting
before
a compliment.
You guys move on and go to commercial break, you need to listen to that the new rap song from Jaden Smith. It's I believe it's called Fast, and it's on YouTube, and it is fucking awful.
Okay, it's called Fast, and it's by Jaden Smith. Okay, I want to see, because maybe she's developed. And she whipped her hair back and forth. She whipped her hair back and forth.
You think she upgraded that stupid shit?
Well, in that article, she was saying that she goes and she feels the beat, and then she whips her hair back and forth, and then whips her hair back and forth. All right.
She doesn't have no fucking hair.
Let's see. Yeah, she cut all her hair off. You can hit play, Adrian. Let's see. All right. Okay, so I wonder what she felt when she heard this beat.
Why you drive so fast? Why you drive so fast?
Oh, this is Jaden, the boy.
Well,
hard to tell the difference.
Still talking about the car shit.
You should try and drive slow, 'cause you going 45 on the 15. I'm just trying to stay alive on the big screen.
How would he know about going 45 and a 15? He's never been a driver's ed.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. He's got that, like, awkward, just went through puberty voice. I mean, I guess I do, too, but I'm not a rapper.
Yeah, his voice is kind of deep.
But it's, like, deep, like it never, like, I don't know what to do with this now. It wasn't like this 2 weeks ago.
It looks like Wiz Khalifa's son or something.
Or daughter.
It might be.
Actually, I'm a catastrophe. Go to your school and they ask for me. I'm in your class making cash and we fruity like passion is burning like.
Okay. All right, look, we can comment on something. Did he say he was fruity? Like, yeah, okay.
Christ.
All right, let him be, whatever he wants to say. And by the way, he's lying. He's not in anybody's class. He stays home and lets the Fresh Prince teach him all of his lessons. And you know what?
I gotta commit suicide.
It's it. Huh?
The only way to be over. I'm gonna be thinking about this stupid shit all day now.
Right. I tried to cloud your mind with the border, and now you're fucking got Jaden Smith on the brain. Well, let me put something else in your brain. This podcast has been everywhere. Serial.
Stupid face. You see his face? Stupid.
Get his face off. You're distracting Whoo Kid.
Looks like a girl.
I get that, Whoo Kid. I understand why it's distracting to you.
He did buy a pussy.
He looks like, he looks like Jada Pinkett. Okay.
Oh, shit, I thought that was her.
Yeah, no, that's him. That's him. Listen, we're moving on from the Smith family. Let them live their life. More power to you.
Yeah.
Look, Will Smith is far more successful than you or I, DJ Whoo Kid. Maybe he knows something that we don't.
$20 million a movie, nigga.
And that's what he says. When they say, Will Smith, what's your salary? He says,
$20 million a movie, nigga.
That's right. This podcast, Serial, and if you're a fan of the Serial podcast, call up now, 866-WOW1WOW, 866-969-1969, because it has swept the country. I heard it, I think first from Travis. Travis is usually pretty good about being up on stuff like this. He doesn't live in Brooklyn, but he's close. You know what I mean? Like he's a representative of Brooklyn, I feel like.
I'm in Staten Island, so I can see it.
Right.
You know, right across the river.
Right.
And that's how I keep up on things.
And that's how you got a telescope, and you keep your eye to what's going on, but through a telescope lens.
Yeah, so I'm only like a week behind.
Right, exactly. And in Westchester time, that's still pretty goddamn good.
I mean, there are a lot of dead bodies floating in that Staten Island water.
He skips past it. He skips past all that. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, this podcast, Serial, is basically, it's a true crime story. It's on NPR. It is the fastest podcast to ever hit 5 million downloads. And even bigger, it's not a comedian interviewing another comedian. It's mind-blowingly different.
Wow.
Yeah. It's an NPR podcast. They've done 8 episodes of it. It comes out once a week. And what they do is they tell a story of a true crime that's literally happening as the podcasts come out.
Wow.
It's like True Detective. I would imagine HBO is furious about this podcast because they're like, they spent all this money hiring Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey and creating amazing visuals and cinematography and this and that and server space for HBO Go, when all you needed to do was just grab a voice recorder because the production quality is for shit on it. But people are loving it. So it's basically a girl was brutally strangled to death 15 years ago.
That's her talking now?
No, she's dead.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's a true story, and she's actually dead. So she is not available for comment. I tried to book a phoner with her earlier this week.
Bitch is dead, huh?
Still dead after 15 years. Buried in the ground. Adnan is her ex-boyfriend. This guy's been in jail for 15, well, yeah, I guess, 13, 14 years. But he's...
You know who he look like, right?
Who does he look like? Jaden Smith. He looks like Jaden Smith. You're right, kid, he does. He's in jail for life for her murder. And they have a mutual friend, right, named Jay, who claims that Adnan admitted to killing this girl, and he showed him her body. One of three things is happening. Either Adnan is lying, or Jay is lying, or both of them are lying. Okay. Adnan says he's not guilty. I didn't kill this woman. Jay says he admitted to me that he did, and I saw the photo, right? And so people are now, like, they're all asking their friends, did Jay kill her? Is Adnan actually guilty? And this is a real, like, Adnan is a real dude. He's really in jail.
Oh, wow.
And this woman who hosts this podcast is calling Adnan in jail. Like, he is doing the podcast from jail.
What?
But it's done like an old school radio broadcast in the sense that it's told as a story. It's not done like a show. It's not done like a news report. It's not done like anything like that. It's told as a story that's ongoing. Peter in Westchester. What's up, Peter?
Hey, how you doing, Sam?
How you doing?
Good, good. A friend of mine turned this out to me a couple of days ago. I'm actually I'm a cop in New York, not in the city, a little further up north, but really interesting to just look at this. And telling you right now, I hate to say it, cops didn't interview every single person that they had. This kid's definitely innocent that's locked up.
Well, and that's what people are saying. That, like, now this woman who's basically, she's an NPR radio producer. And she's a reporter. She's not like a crime reporter. She's not a lawyer. She's not a cop. But she's now investigating this story. She's become obsessed with it. And so she's following it. And people are following this podcast like, did the cops screw up? I think they definitely did. He's innocent. He's guilty. Listen to, like, this is how it starts.
From This American Life and WBEZ Chicago, it's Serial. One story told week by week. I'm Sarah Koenig. For the last year, I've spent every working day trying to figure out where a high school kid was for an hour after school one day in 1999. Or if you want to get technical about it, and apparently I do, where a high school kid was for 21 minutes after school one day.
So she's got that public radio voice, and she's locking you in. And by the way, Travis just told me, it's not NPR, it's a public radio station.
Okay.
Big one out of Chicago. It's This American Life. Let's go to Keith in Boston. What's up, Keith?
Hey, guys. One detail that I think you're missing is that guy Jay helped Adnan bury the body.
Oh, shit.
That's
important.
One of the big things about this.
It's important.
And, yeah, really important. And he's kind of the guy that, like, broke the whole thing open. He went to the cops first. So I think that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
And, it's something you can listen in the car or whatever. You're not going to watch TV like True Detective. So I don't think it takes away from that at all.
No, yeah, I think you're right. And it has the vibe, thanks, Keith, it has the vibe of like a book on tape. And it's like this woman, could you hear her? She was like slowly kind of talking. She's got this lulling voice that just wants you to like, yeah, I'm kind of interested in what she's saying. Here's a little bit more.
If you're wondering why I went so nuts on this story versus some other murder case, the best I can explain is this is the one that came to me. It wasn't halfway across the world or even next door. It came right to my lap. And if I could help get to the bottom of it, shouldn't I try? I start running down all the other information in Asia's 1999 letters. She mentioned there were security cameras inside the library. So my producer and I went to see the very nice manager there, Michelle Hamiel. Was there a security system back in 99 that could have been checked at the time?
Probably. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Okay. And what system was it?
I have no idea.
And see, they go and they...
It was a old...
But these are all like real interviews. They go and really interview these people.
For real?
Like it's. I think that's what the hook of it is, that it's played up like it's this fake radio story being told, but it's a real.
So those are real people.
Yeah.
That guy with the accent.
Yeah. He's like, I have no idea. Adam in Chicago. What's up, Adam?
That is crazy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How you doing?
What up?
Good. So, Sam, have you listened?
Yeah. I mean, that's where I got all the clips from and stuff.
So what do you think? Did Adnan do it?
I mean, listen, I have a kind of a short attention span, and I was telling Travis that my problem with this podcast is that her voice is so lulling Like, I find myself tuning out. Like, she goes into every little detail.
Like, super detail.
Super I mean, you can hear it already. She goes into every little detail. And, like, I find myself tuning out. I think this might be the clip here. When there's clips like this, stay on the line, Adam, I'm not hanging up on you. When there's clips like this.
Adnan says his biggest fear is not being believed. When he's sure about something, he has a tendency to over-explain, to inundate you with facts and information, and then corroboration for the facts and information. He doesn't like this tendency in himself, but he says he can't help it.
Anyone who knows me will say, man, I'll kind of go overboard to the point where people will be like, all right, man, we believe you. It could be about anything. It could be about whether it rained yesterday. Because in my mind, it's like it's just something. It's like I guess like a personality quirk born of all this. That, man, I don't like to talk about things unless I can prove them, no matter how silly it is.
He does it with anything. He's a cook at the prison, and he said he got into a discussion with some guys recently about barbecue sauce.
Now, this is this is endlessly interesting because it's actually this guy calling from prison. That's Adnan, who is in jail for murder.
He's doing time.
Calling this podcast lady.
What?
But, like, when she starts talking about him getting into fights over barbecue sauce, I just start to tune out. I'm like, I don't need all this information. And then, I don't know. I can't stick with it. I can't stick with it.
She's setting the mood. She's setting the mood.
I know. No, she does a great job.
Real person.
Yeah, she does a great job. Thanks, man. Let's go to Martin in Pittsburgh.
Hey there, Sam. How you doing?
What's up, pal?
I just wanted to say, I think what makes this podcast so captivating is it's just a journalism piece, but the information's delivered like you're like an Agatha Christie novel, and makes you feel like you're going to be the one to solve the crime, and it's like it's
yeah, and dude, that's what happens. Like, I swear to you, around here, I'm bringing up to Travis, I'm going to be talking about this today, and like we're kind of talking about our experiences with it, and every time you bring up this podcast, try it in your office, listen to an episode or two.
Oh no, dude! I got everyone at my work into it. We play every Thursday. We call it Cereal Day.
And people, and it's this crazy thing because it's this real life crime story, and people are now being like, I don't know. I'm telling you this. I don't think I think Adnan did it. This is the theory that I stole from Travis. I think Adnan did it, but I think Jay's lying about something. And it's like, yeah, of course you agree.
I think Jay was way more involved.
You see? Everybody's so wrapped up. Thank you, Martin. Everybody is so wrapped up. It's one of these weird things that if you bring it up, it's like, oh, yes, I could talk to you about this.
There's podcasts about this podcast.
What?
Slate does a podcast and somebody else does a podcast, and there's a subreddit, and it's a whole thing.
Is it like an after show type thing? Is it like Talking Dead for Serial?
Yeah, they do like a recap, in depth, recap.
That is so fucking crazy.
But do they ever solve any of the crimes, or
no? Because it's one crime.
Oh, at a time.
No.
Yeah, it's one story. This whole thing
the whole thing
is this entire story. It's 9 episodes so far.
I think they have 12. I read.
Holy shit!
I've read it's between 12 and 15, but they don't have an end.
Right? I guess they're going to just keep going. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. There's no end. So there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be really upset that there's no like definitive end here. It's just the story.
Because it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Like if there was an end to it, we would already know it because we could just get the newspaper.
Just Google News it. Oh, he's out. Okay, cool.
Right. But it hasn't ended. It's ongoing. Yeah, I read 12. I guess Travis read 15. It's this one story. And like the clips I've been playing are from several different episodes.
Oh, wow.
So they come out with an episode every week, and they're telling this one story. I mean, I can't get wrapped up into it. I can't right now.
It's happening now. So there's a possibility that
they're trying to
might like solve the case. Like there's a possibility.
There is a possibility, and people want and that's what people want. People want there to be like, oh, we figured it out. Let's get him out of jail now.
What?
But it's real life. So it's like you know what it is? It's half of it is like the way people got obsessed with what was it? True Detective. Yeah. Okay. Half of it is the way people got obsessed over True Detective, and the other half of it is the way people got obsessed over the West Memphis 3, because it was like this super compelling documentary, and then you realize that it's real, and we're actually fighting for somebody. And I think that people want to know because it's a real thing. Let's go to Adam in Boston. What's up, Adam?
Hey, Sam. I haven't got into it yet. How long is each podcast, and where do you download it?
It's like an hour, and it's on iTunes and all those things. But here's my problem.
Wow, they're an hour each?
Yeah, it's like an hour every episode.
No, Summer's short is like 30 minutes.
Oh, they get lazy.
Yeah.
They get lazy. Why don't you put your little detective cap on, okay?
I'd say they average about 45 minutes.
All right. Well, maybe she needs to get that magnifying glass out a little quicker then, because...
What is she, like the nagging detective? Like she just teases, like she gets every little info and checks it thoroughly?
Yeah, and she's like, well, we have 15 minutes for this podcast, so I need 20 on barbecue sauce. My problem is, and I know people are calling up now being like, oh, where can I download this, blah, blah, blah. As far as I'm concerned, this is Sirius XM, okay? This is the place for audio entertainment.
Hell yeah.
Podcast world can quite frankly suck it, okay? Because this is the mecca of audio entertainment. This is satellite radio, okay? This is the next horizon. This is some Star Trek shit you're listening to right now. Not some like, I downloaded it on my computer. This is like, no, we're broadcasting. You hear Z100 from atop the Empire State Building. You're in Chicago from the Sears Tower. We're broadcasting to you right now, Whoo Kid and I, from fucking space, okay? That's crazy. You don't have to download it. We're coming down to you from space. You ever see that movie Interstellar, okay? That's where we live. Okay? So satellite radio is...
Interstellar.
It's the next frontier,
That movie
Whoo Kid.
sucked, by the way.
What? You didn't like it?
I hated that movie. What the fuck is that?
It was over your head?
What the fuck happened at the end? I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, we can't spoil it.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that?
Maybe in a couple weeks we'll talk about it.
All right, that
okay.
shit sucked.
All right. Lady Trucker.
White people, man.
Hey, missed you, Whoo Kid.
Hello, sir.
Miss. Sam.
Yeah.
Sorry. You got me hype.
You get all confused.
I'm sorry.
Sam, if that guy gets ass fucked in jail, will you still listen to the podcast?
I mean, I would start again. I've kind of fallen off a little bit. If I found out that was going on, I'd probably want to take a listen, especially if they caught the audio.
Wow.
It's like my favorite scene in American History X. Colin in Jersey.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I watch a shitload of the first 48, right?
Yeah.
And, like, when I watch it, it's shit that happened, like, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, and it's like the case is ongoing, whatever. Like, for somebody who watches that and hears what you're saying, that's like, what you guys are watching and listening to is, like, interactive.
Listen.
Like, as it's ongoing now, like, you could play a role in that. Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
You knew somebody who saw that kid.
I understand that.
And
All right,
that's why I think it's so... Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a part of an ongoing thing, and I understand that. But,
From This American Life and WBEZ Chicago, it's Serial. One story told week by week.
this isn't enough to take out satellite radio, okay?
5 million.
For the last year, I've spent every working day.
Okay, you spent all this time, all year long, with your little piano music and blah, 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 and you think you're so special because you're in the podcast world, and everybody's buzzing about this show, right? I mean, it's not right, because the things that we're doing at satellite radio are special, too. Do you know that, Whoo Kid? Like, do you really know that?
Yeah, you touch me sometimes.
That's exactly right. In your heart.
No, you touch me.
And then physically, too, as well. Physically, too. But
Fuck a weirdo.
It's something I want to do. It's something that, I want you to feel comfortable here.
Seventh heaven.
But you know what? That's right. When I see those smiling faces.
Oh, no.
Listen. I sat there, and when I see something like this, I don't think to myself, oh, I need to be a part of this because it's what everybody's doing. I think to myself, I need to bring this to where I am. Okay, enough of all this buzzing about podcasts. Okay, we need something on satellite radio that's going to set the world on fire.
Hell yeah.
The way Serial is setting the internet on fire.
That's what we're going to do.
Well, I've created something.
Oh, no, here we go.
Yes, I've created my own.
Oh, shit.
My own program to compete with Serial. Did you know that? I'm a gladiator, okay?
Hell yeah.
And when I see somebody in broadcast getting that kind of attention, and quite frankly, I don't think it's deserved.
Ow.
It's public radio. Production quality is shoddy. You know what? You subscribe to satellite radio, small pittance of a fee, and you get endless hours of entertainment. You know what they're already doing? The minute they got popular with their little Serial podcast, they started crowdsourcing, trying to get the people to pay for the next season. What's that, for one show? No. No, not on my watch, okay? Yeah. I am a professional broadcaster and a broadcasting gladiator.
You're angry about this, huh?
Well, yeah. And that's why I've created something that I personally think is going to destroy any buzz that Serial has built up.
Oh, shit.
And I'm prepared to debut that program.
What?
Today on the show. Do you believe that?
What?
I'm going to debut it today on the show. Joey in Virginia.
Holy shit.
Sam.
Yes.
There's no difference in that and Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace sounds way more annoying when she talks. That's the only thing. Like, she's got that sort of piggy thing going on. Like, this woman is at least, like, she makes you feel comfortable. But not comfortable enough. And that's why here we've developed our own show.
Oh, no.
It's called Serial Number 2.
Get the fuck out of
That's what it's called. It's called Serial Number 2. Do you want to hear the show, Who Kid?
Yeah, play, please.
All right. From Sam Roberts' show on Sirius XM, it's Serial Number 2. One story told over the course of a couple of minutes. I'm Sam Roberts. Working mornings leaves me alone with my thoughts in the afternoon. Sometimes with friends, sometimes creative collaborators, but usually alone. And you know, as a married guy, those moments alone can be really valuable. They tend to slip away. So how could one man be accountable for everything that happens when his wife's not around?
Sam, what is this?
It's the bathroom.
Oh my God, Sam. It's disgusting in here. Who did this?
The brown splatters that I saw, I'll always remember, lining the underside of the toilet seat and hitting that white plastic hinge where the cover's attached. It was Thursday afternoon. Jess had been away on business for the last 3 days. How could I not have noticed this? How could I let her come home to that?
There's shit all over the bathroom.
It's not all over.
Who did this?
An obvious question that I knew I immediately had to answer. But how? Obviously, the fecal remnants had escaped my observation for days. What had I been doing? More importantly, who left this behind? I started working on it the next morning. Do you remember if you shit during the afternoon on Wednesday?
I don't even remember if I shit today.
That was Travis. He's the producer of my show. His response wasn't surprising, but he hadn't been at my place anyway. I called up my co-host, DJ Who Kid. Who Kid, did you shit on Wednesday? When you were at my house, did you drop a deuce?
Nigga, I save my shits for when I'm done fucking bitches, man. What are you talking about?
Nicole, did you take a duty in my apartment?
You don't take a duty, you make them. I haven't been in your apartment in months, and my duties are always tidy.
I believed Who Kid, and Nicole was right. If I had a better memory, I probably wouldn't need all this dialogue. Nicole did jog my brain, though. She reminded me that our talent booker, Roland, was over at the apartment this week. You were in my apartment on Wednesday.
Yes, I was.
Roland, you shit all over my bathroom.
I did a JFK shit where I shit and splattered all over the bowl.
Did you really shit all over the bathroom?
No, I only shit in home base.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the response seemed unwarranted, but maybe my accusation was harsh too. With no answers, I went back home.
Seriously, Sam, I can't believe how unobservant you are. Did you find anything out?
No, I was checking. Hello?
Nigga, I didn't shit in your bathroom.
I know. I was just saying that...
Man, you spent all afternoon at work on Wednesday eating chimichangas and all that shit, all that Taco Bell shit, and then you went home. You went home and you did that shit yourself, man. All right, man, pal.
Who is that?
It doesn't matter.
What happened to this fucking bathroom, Sam?
Roland did it. Was it what actually happened? I don't know. I'm sorry. He's not welcome back here.
That man is an animal.
Is Roland gonna notice her new contempt for him? Maybe. All I know for sure is, however it ended in her head, is all that matters. There you have it.
Hell yeah.
Battle lines drawn. You're telling me?
That was crazy.
Serial number 2.
I like that.
Serial Number 2.
And it really happened, too.
That's a true story. That is a true crime drama. Who could you remember that day? Did you know I was recording you that day?
I didn't even know.
When I called you and you remember? You called me and you reminded me of the chimichangas.
That was a real conversation.
That's right. Did you know I was literally arguing with my wife at the time?
I didn't know that.
I document everything in my life, Who Kid?
So shocking.
That's what people don't realize. And so when something like this comes up, I'm 100% prepared.
You're investigating heavy.
I feel like, and maybe I don't judge everything right 100% of the time, but I usually am right on the money. I feel like that's a nationwide phenomenon waiting to happen.
I like the fact that nobody still don't know who shitted. Who shitted?
I mean, you think I did.
Yeah.
I blamed it on Roland.
Yeah. It's open. It could be your wife, too.
Hey, we don't know where was E-Rock? Who knows? Who knows?
Was there a toy in the bathroom?
Could have been. And you know what? Honestly,
Yeah.
what if Jess did it the whole time? What if my wife did it while she was away? I don't know. But these are some of the things that we'll get into on Travis's new show. It's called the Serial Number 2 After Show. And that will be airing here.
Shit.
I believe at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not 100% sure on the time. Let's go to Joe in Michigan. Joe.
Hey, Sam. All this talk about podcasts, could you refresh my memory? Don't you have a podcast?
I mean, that's neither here nor there. Look, maybe there's a wrestling podcast out there with my name on it. Maybe there isn't. But the bottom line is, did you just hear Serial Number 2?
Indeed, I did.
Did you get the wordplay? Number 2? It's the second, serial, and it's also about, you're telling me that's not the phenomenon we've all been waiting for.
That's quite impressive, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Good day, sir.
Good day to you. Jay in North Carolina. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Sam, I didn't want to change the conversation, but have you guys seen The Blacklist yet?
I've seen The Blacklist, and let me tell you something. James Spader has nothing on what I just put out there.
Serial 2, yo.
Serial number 2. Number 2. You have to say number 2. Because it's a shit joke. Another one. We packed them full.
I've been in the military 20 years. I know what a shit joke is, Sam.
You do. You got that one, huh?
But it's always good to hear from you, man.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Should our fans hashtag who really shitted?
Who really shitted? Hashtag who really shitted?
Put it on my Twitter at DJ Hooked. Who really shitted?
I don't know. I mean, look, we've all been there when the bathroom gets blown up.
Yeah.
My wife was very upset, as I would imagine anyone's wife would be.
Could be anybody. Could be Roland.
I don't think it's Travis, because he said I remembered after talking to him. He wasn't at my house. But
and he did say you don't even remember when he shits.
See? Do you see how you're all swept up in the mystery now?
I'm in that shit.
This is great.
Literally.
Yeah. Quite literally. That's another shit joke.
Some deep shit.
Very good, kid. Very, very good. Oh, my goodness. John in Dallas.
Sam?
Yeah?
What the fuck ever happened to your cat?
Another mystery. This is such a mysterious show. It really is. I mean, you got the shit thing. I mean, you got Serial Number 2 is taking off. I'm pretty sure we're close to 5 million listens on that already. And it's only been 3 minutes.
Now we got the catastrophe episode coming up.
Maybe the cat will, maybe Bruiser Brody, the cat who used to live with me, now lives at a lumberyard. That's all I'll say.
So you say.
That's all I'll say. Maybe we'll cover that on Serial Number 2 next week. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ, how long do we have to wait?
But you want to know, don't you?
Well, that's why I called.
Look, John, I'm going to try to get to it today, but you know me. I got so much to get to. Listen, I'm dealing with the fact that I'm behind the next nationwide craze.
Hell yeah.
Okay? Serial Number 2 is about to take off in a major way and change my life. I don't always have time to figure out how to properly schedule this show when I'm about to be the next big deal.
Who really shitted?
That's right, Who Kid? You want to know.
Hashtag that.
Yeah.
Hashtag it now.
Joe in Massachusetts. Hang on. Joe, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi. What does your wife think about the whole thing?
Here's what happened. Sometimes my wife and I are not on the same wavelength as far as things go. In terms of that production piece, I wrote the whole thing out. I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I heard Serial and I was like, I got to do is my own Serial. Like, that's just what I got to do. And so I'm sitting there and inspiration hit me. This is a true story. And so that story, I was like, that's the story to tell. And I start typing away at my laptop. And while I'm typing, tick, 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 my wife, Jess, she goes, all right, Sam, dinner in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, but I'm in the zone. And I've told Jess 100 times, don't let me get in my zone. And so Jess comes out and she's like, okay, you ready for dinner? I'm like, Jess, sit down. I figured out our future. I'm creating the next big thing, and you're going to be a part of it. And I read her the whole bit.
No shit.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
I read her the whole bit, and she said to me, "You really thought that that's what you should read to me immediately before we eat?" And I was like, Jess,
I don't see a problem with that.
Me too. You know what I said? I slammed the laptop shut. And I said, and earnestly, I was upset. And I said, well, then I'm just not going to share with you. And I walked out of the room.
Cool, man. Yeah, I just wanted to say this is an epic piece.
Thank you, Joe. And I think it's going to be the next big thing.
Starting some new shit here, Sam.
Nathan in Montana.
Hey, Sam.
What's up, pal?
I'm just sitting here listening and intrigued, and I'm wondering if you've considered the possibility of a second shitter.
Look, right now we're in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. However, I'm telling you, this show.
You hit a mic.
Yeah, I do. That's the. This show. These are the sound effects of number 2.
Scary, yeah.
This show, serial number 2, is what's going to take me to a 2-bedroom. That what you just heard, the first episode of, I think is going to bring me to another shitter. Travis, you're a big fan of Serial. Be honest. You were more captivated by Serial number 2.
Do I have to wait a week for the next episode?
You see, already, he's like, but who? What was the hashtag?
Hashtag who really shitted?
Who really shitted though? Oh man!
Everybody's going for Roland on my Twitter.
You think it's Roland?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the people do. I don't know. And this is going to be something that's going to be discussed on Travis's Serial number 2.
Is it bad to stereotype Roland as he looks like somebody that would shit in your house and fuck it up?
I don't think that's bad. I think that's accurate. And sometimes you do have to profile who can in any good crime saga. Fred in Illinois.
Yes, sir, Sammy.
What's up, Fred?
I love your show. Hey, man, I love Serial number 2. You know, it's a sequel to Serial. Why not come up with a brand new idea? Troy Kwan, man, and his ass-eating adventures.
You know what? We could do a story about Troy, and it's called Serial number 3, the third input, because he's allowed to put it in there with most of the girls that he's with. Serial number 3, the third input. I think Troy would be down with that if I know Troy. Oh man, I'm getting these goosebumps.
So it's overwhelming out there, man. People are just loving the whole new show.
I mean, I wish I crowdfunded this, but this
a masterpiece.
This is why satellite radio will always triumph over podcasting.
Oh,
because we have the technology, we have the satellites, we have space, and we have the creativity to change the world.
Man, that's so fucking deep, man.
Let's go to Matt in Winchester. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Sam, I like your take on that podcast cereal, but, we don't need cereal. We need oatmeal or something different.
Who kid?
I ain't gonna front. I thought it was about cereal when I first heard it. I thought you eat a black fool. I was like, where's the milk?
I ain't gonna front. I was about to say, where the Cocoa Pebbles?
Shit.
Tim in Virginia.
Yeah, Sam, I was just curious if you were able to locate Fifth Avenue Dave while the mysterious shitting was going on.
Wow. Fifth Avenue Dave did enter my life recently. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he was the one. Maybe he came in. I'm sure he knows how to jimmy a lock. Maybe he came into my apartment and did that. David in Tennessee?
Hey, Sam, the same thing happened to me about 20 years ago. My girlfriend was ready to leave me. It was the landlord. He was coming in and pissing and shitting and going through drawers. And this is the truth, he tried to blame it on a possum.
A possum?
Yeah. He said it was a possum doing it.
Holy shit.
That is not possum shit in the toilet.
No, it wasn't a possum.
I gotta thank you, David. I gotta next episode. I will investigate my my superintendent.
But you may have to do that though, because what kind of shit was it? Was it a white shit, a black shit? Because you know my shit. I showed you my shit.
You showed me your shit when?
In the bathroom.
That's right. chocolatey brown.
Yeah, so it wasn't me. He said it was a splatter.
It was a splatter. You have firm baby Ruth shits.
So you eliminated the nigger shit.
Yeah, I did. Dan in Jersey.
Hey, Sam, how you doing? How you doing, little kid?
What up, God?
Hi, you guys. I think I just came up with something.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had to take a shit before I left work.
Mm-hmm.
The porta-john wasn't conducive, no toilet paper, so I kind of have to shit right now. But I'm sure somebody listening out there right now has to really shit, and they call you now.
Mm-hmm.
You could walk them through a real-time shit story, whether they make it or not. Someone's going to shit themselves on the way home right now.
I would love to hear it. Dan. And if you feel that urge coming, please call back immediately. I mean, this is amazing. This is like, and the question is, why was it all over the bathroom? Was there toilet paper? Was there a payphone outside the Best Buy? I don't know.
Was it wet?
I don't know for sure. These are all the questions that come up as serial number 2 progresses. Well, look, so much stuff to do.
People can't wait, man. You gotta speed it up, man.
Yeah?
Maybe I have to broadcast it Sunday or something.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Get the next. You mean serial number 2, number 2? Mm-hmm. Wow, the double shits.
People can't wait.
No, they can't.
Just can't wait. Double shits.
Were you compelled by that?
Mm-hmm.
You found that to be interesting?
Yeah.
Like, I need to find out what's going on here.
I want to know.
You do?
And I'm in it.
Yeah. You had no idea, huh?
I didn't even know, man. You tricked me, kid.
That was my other favorite part of this whole process is, it's just like when I do this show, like when I write something like that, everybody gets their own piece of the script, but nobody except me gets the whole script. Because I want to, and here is what you were a part of. Like just going over to Travis and going, Travis, I need you to just tell me that you don't remember if you shit today. But Travis is a good guy. He just went, all right, I'll do that. Well, listen, we could take calls about serial number 2 forever, and we will. Let's go. I'm just kidding. It's a phenomenon. I'm sure I'll post it online. Probably today, because I think this thing's going to be huge. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll tweet out the link at NotSam. So much to do when we come back. Rachel Feinstein scheduled to come in at any moment as well. I promised you we have Fake, Totally Fake to play.
Oh, shit.
And I really want to talk about this. Travis posted it on his Instagram. His daughter came back home yesterday with some song lyrics that were printed out on the internet. Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Get out of here.
We'll get to all that and more after this on Sam Roberts Show.
Sam Roberts Friday Show continues in a moment. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. You see who, kid? Don't you feel more like you're the man?
Yeah.
After being a part of serial number 2?
Man, I feel popularity is...
I mean, it's a big deal.
Big boost.
It's huge, isn't it?
Crazy.
You can already feel it.
Well, fuck whatever I've been doing.
Right, exactly. You've been sitting around. I saw on your Instagram you were in your little tuxedo last night. Who's that you were with?
I was with Zach Williams, Robin Williams' son.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was on there?
Who's that? Meredith Vieira?
Yeah, Christopher Reeve's son, Matthew Reeves.
And that's all second tier to what you're doing now, thanks to serial number. Nothing.
Fuck what I was doing last night.
That's right. Well, let's also welcome Rachel Feinstein.
Thank you.
Who has
Thanks
entered.
for having me here.
How are you?
I'm good. Last time I saw you, you were showing me pictures of like oil tours on your phone.
Right.
Well, there's more.
So you made a good first impression.
He was just like this, like very formal in the beginning,
Yeah.
just a little quiet. Very, and then all of a sudden, just the slow jam voice started coming out, and I just started seeing these pictures, and I thought, my
So I
God.
got bitches.
How does one man do this?
Well, I think that's how Bill Cosby did it.
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
Bill
You're right.
Cosby thing is everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's It's ridiculous. What do you think
Not
about
exactly how Bill Cosby did. I mean, I don't think that you're drugging them.
Oh,
no.
hell no.
I would hope not.
I would never.
No, he doesn't drug them. No, he just beckons them over. Yeah.
Right.
Just 2 claps.
Did you hear
2 claps.
Glenn? And then they come.
And then they sure do.
And I feel like
I know it's good for them. They do.
if you can beckon someone like that, then I mean that's consensual.
Just goes, excuse me, mommy. Excuse me, mommy. Excuse me, mommy. You're beautiful.
It's funny. I kind of said something similar to that in Poland.
In Poland? Do Polish girls fall for that?
Yeah, they're Polish.
Okay, no. I guess that's the oldest joke there is. Yeah, did you hear Glenn Beck and his take on this?
No. What did he say?
He said the media is raping Bill Cosby.
Oh dear.
So
That's
he's
troubling.
Well, he actually went on this whole thing. He goes, Bill Cosby said no. Bill Cosby said he didn't want that thing that aired, the interview, the piece of the interview where he said he didn't want it to air.
I just want to bring off that ugly little stain, that 17 women
right
alleged rape stain. No.
And he's like, Bill Cosby said no. The media raped Bill Cosby.
That guy is such a foaming lunatic.
Glenn Beck?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many of these guys that are actually, I think he might actually be insane. Like something's awry.
Like it's not a put on. It's not a thing that he's doing. He's actually a crazy person.
Something is clinically awry. Yeah. Some of the things he says, I don't even understand what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he started as like a morning zoo jock.
Yeah.
Like he was like just a hokey radio DJ. And then I think he just snapped and lost his mind.
He goes from being really furious. Like I've watched him sometimes he gets very angry and then he gets very sentimental and like weepy a moment later. Yeah. Something's not stabilized. Something's not calibrated. Right. Yeah.
And the fact that like you'd think you're like, okay, here's going to be my position today.
Yeah.
Like immediately I thought, wouldn't the response be way worse than media rape is rape?
I would think so.
Yeah. Like, I mean, okay, I just out-argued myself. I don't think I can stand on this thing at all.
But they're saying he couldn't have done it because he played around with pudding and all that stuff back then.
Who's saying that?
A specialist.
Okay, well, I'm not speaking to the same specialist because I think you can actually...
What specialist said what thing? Is that a voice in your own head that you're referring to?
It's a yogurt specialist.
I think it's Glenn Beck who was actually saying... Yeah, I think you can find the time to do both over the course of 70 years.
How could you do that? You're dipping your finger in yogurt and then you're raping a girl.
Look,
it's
yogurt,
too much going
yogurt aside, I don't understand how one could rape. Yogurt or no yogurt. It doesn't occur to me that, like, here's the justification for it.
Despite what fun-loving snacks you enjoy.
Right.
You're right. There's no reason.
You could eat Twinkies all day, and or you could eat paint chips. And either way, I'm like, that other thing that you do, I don't understand it. I don't relate to it.
It's distressing, the whole thing. Yeah, and then his wife just sitting there, that like lobotomized
and she
stare.
Smiled the whole time.
Did she?
Yeah.
I sat there watching her, Camille.
Yeah.
And I was trying to see if I could smile as long as she did. Like I was watching the video, just like smiling at it.
So stupid.
Oh
I'm going, how does one do that?
I saw that. It looked like it was painted on her face. Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, Bill would like it if you didn't mention the rapes." Go, are you both crazy?
I mean, God, that woman, what she's, I don't know what's happening, but, yeah, Bill Cosby, wow.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing that, like, you just see how powerful, like, you never know you have no control over this ridiculous world, because Hannibal Buress goes out and he just makes an offhanded comment at a comedy show he didn't even know was being recorded, and sets this whole thing in motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's impossible to be able to know, like, okay, well, I'm going to, because people will try to say, okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to make this impact and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. And then you just go out and you just say something and all of a sudden it's a nationwide craze.
Thank you. I made Roland get me 2 slices of
like
pizza.
A cave woman
such an
or something.
animal.
Look at this pile of, a pile of pizzas.
And he put them both on one plate.
I think there's 3 on one plate, actually.
Yeah, he really just slopped it over to me like it was feeding time for Big Rach.
Yeah, they were out of troughs.
Is there a Ninja Turtle coming?
I wanted a snack, and but then he was like, I don't know what we have, and then it just started getting embarrassing. Like, just bring me anything.
Like a pile.
You know what's great, though?
I can't eat both of these.
He stacked... It looks to me like 3 pieces. Is it 3, Roland? It's 3.
I only wanted 1.
But he stacked them all on one plate, and then he stacked a whole bunch of other plates under that plate. He could have put them on different plates.
Yeah, you're right. He could have.
But he decided no.
No.
I'm not going to treat this person with any respect. I'm going to give them a pile of food.
No, he doesn't care about me.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Well, so what's going on with you? How are you doing?
What's happening with me? I've been on the road a lot. I co-hosted a show with Shaq for a while. That was fun. That's done. I'm doing a pilot now with Comedy Central that I'm writing on. But Shaq and I had some fun.
What show did you host with Shaq?
It's already off the air, but it was called Upload with Shaquille O'Neal. We had a lot of fun though. We had a blast, Shaq and I.
Yeah, Shaq's amazing. He's like really
so
funny.
He's super funny, right?
Yeah, he's just silly. I would take his phone and text Barkley. Like I just grab his phone and be like, "Can I text Barkley stuff?" And he'd be like, "All right, Rage, but don't make it too much." And, yeah, he's like, only Barkley. Don't touch a single woman on that phone. But so I would just text Barkley stuff like, I'm feeling frightened. I feel lonely sometimes. And then I'm like, do you want to go to Pottery Barn together? I feel like we don't do enough. And Barkley would write back like, I'd rather get a pedicure with Dwight Howard.
First of all, the fact that Barkley is responding like it's definitely Shaq is great. And second of all, that they're just inside basketball referencing each other is like, it's amazing.
He was fun. When I come out, he'd call me, he'd be like, give it up for the Jewish Nicki Minaj. And then I was teaching him how to do the duck pose one day. But you put both your hands on the wall, you have to look back, just ass out, slightly resentful expression around the eyes.
Okay.
You know? And he was learning with me. And then he's like, sorry, you guys, I'm stuffing my face while I'm talking.
He gave you a lot of pizza. It's a lot to finish.
It's like a pile of it.
My brothers kept texting me things to ask him because, like, you know, everybody, they're, like, obsessed with the NBA. They're just these, like, nebbishy Jewish guys that just want to be NBA players. And so they kept texting me, like, questions for Shaq, and it would be so specific. It would be like, when Phil Jackson was coaching you on the triangle defense, do you think that, whatever, and I don't understand any of that, so I would, like, mangle it all, and it wouldn't come out right. And then finally, and they would ask me questions about Kobe, and I'm like, I don't know if I should bother him about, like, I'm sure he's done talking about Kobe, but he'll talk to anybody about anything everywhere. Anyone that addresses him, he just stops. Like,
really?
Like, he loves going to those, hookah bars. So we go to a hookah bar at lunch.
No.
And then somebody would come to the table. Like, I remember we were in the middle of eating and somebody comes up to Shaq and she's like, excuse me, like, I'm a nurse and I just wanted you to make an amazing video, like, saying what an incredible nurse I am and just, like, having your stamp of approval on my nursing would be incredible. What? He's in the middle of his meal. You'd think you're just like, beat it. Get away.
And most nice guys would say, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know. And he's eating, right? And so he just takes her phone from her immediately. He's like, go to Dana for all your nursing needs. Listen to me. I'm Shaq. Go to Dana. That's the nurse you want. The end. Shaq. Love you.
Hilarious.
Shaq. Yeah.
Because he walks around with like this sort of blank expression on his face, and you kind of like want to not fuck with him.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to be the one on this bad side. Yeah.
Have you seen it? Does he have a bad side? Do people get on his bad side?
I think he just gives a look, and that's pretty much it. But I imagine things could happen to him. I mean, he's Shaq, for crying out loud. But, like, the director of the show, like, he would come over and he would, like, give us an instruction. And if Shaq didn't agree with it, he'd be like, that's corny, Greg. I'm not doing that. And then he would just pick him up. He would just hold his man body in the air like an infant.
By his torso.
Under his arms, like the way you hold a baby, like when they've just wet themselves. Yeah. Except he was like a man that had been used to being taken seriously in his life. And all of a sudden he was being his dumb feet were like dangling in the air. He's like, I'm not doing that. And he would just hold him. And that was his punishment for suggesting it. And once he was done, then Shaq would place him back down again. He just renders any adult man as not a man near him.
I mean, how could you be a man next to Shaq?
Your body looks foolish. It's just a foolish excuse for an attempt at a body. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's when you're that size, it's not like anybody's going to go to you and be like, oh, you're a giant, you're a fool. He's like, no, I'm what a man should be. Everybody
he's beyond, like, he's a giant human being, like, gigantic.
But he will, I mean... there was just a video, I think it was this morning I saw it. He was on like an NBA halftime show, and he did the cookie forehead challenge on the show.
What?
It's just like in the middle of talking about basketball, he put a chocolate chip cookie on the top of his forehead and tried to move it down to his mouth and eat it without using his hands. And I'm going, no. I love, because I hate it when an athlete or an actor doesn't have a sense of humor about themselves and like can't move on to something like that with grace and like be funny. But like Shaq would be a guy that I would think may not have a sense of humor about himself, and then he does some weird shit like that, and you're like, this guy's the fucking man.
I mean, he's hilarious. He stole my chain, remember? And then he went to Florida with it. I had to fly to Florida to get it back.
What chain was it?
It was like this old shady, this Superman.
The big diamond.
Because I had a Superman piece, and he was mad. Yo, I'm Superman.
It was the one you had on MTV Cribs.
Not the Sprinter, but I had a super nigga one. It was like super nigga.
Now, what made
took it? But I thought he was joking, and then
And he just left town?
I asked his
That's
publicist.
amazing.
I was like, "Where's Shaq?" He was like, "No, he went to the airport." I was like, "What?" So he was like, "Yeah, if you want it, you got to go to Florida to get it." And I filmed my whole trip to Florida, and I met him at a gym, like some random gym, and I had to battle him for it. I had to do a shootout.
What did you do?
I tried to dunk on him, and then that didn't work out.
No.
Yeah, he gave it back. But the fact that he had it on, it looked like. It was so tight on him.
It was like a choker on him?
This chain went down to my nuts.
Yeah.
But when he wore it, it looked like a choker. The photos is online. Let me see if I got it so I can show you this shit.
That's so great. And he made you fly out all the way to Florida, and he's like, "It's just a practical joke. I'm Shaq."
I couldn't believe he left. Like, he left New York. Like, I got robbed by Shaq.
Yeah. But when Shaq does it, it's charming.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to get fucked up either, so...
And he doesn't have a problem, like, would he have a problem bringing up, like, his weird things that he did in, like, the mid-90s, like his bad Genie movie or Shaq Fu, the video game, or anything like that?
No. Oh, yeah, he did bring up, and he said he had a...
Oh, my God, there it is.
Look, this chain looks crazy on him.
But it comes just below his nipples.
Meanwhile, this chain hits my dick.
Yeah.
That's how long, I was very ignorant. I'm still ignorant, but...
Yeah. You just figured, wow. And Shaq he just liked it. You should have given it to him. You should have let him have it.
I filmed the whole...
Let me see. Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Look at the chain.
That's the thing. Like, next to Shaq, everybody looks so tiny. Like,
yeah.
Like, you're
I
like
mean,
a
honestly,
tall guy. It's
all right, look at me. Look at his hands.
It's
and look at me.
But he's also like, who kid made the unfortunate mistake of going with the style at the time of wearing an oversized T-shirt and a backwards hat? So he has
I tried.
He looks like a little kid, and then he's next to Shaq.
Look at the battle. I look like a dick.
So he wouldn't mind, like, if I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, can I just do a video and just say, like, Shaq Fu is the shit?"
He pretty much talks to everybody and I'll say anything.
Yeah,
I was walking through, I hadn't seen him since we had wrapped in a long time, and I was walking through the airport just like on the road the other day, and he was in the airport. I didn't see him, and I was walking and I just heard this voice go, "Your booty got bigger." And I was like, what? What just happened?
That's a compliment from Shaq.
Rage, your booty definitely got bigger.
The fact that you sound just like him is hilarious.
I know, it's a perfect Shaq. What was the show?
The show was me, him, and Godfrey. We co-hosted it, and we talked about videos and talked smack, and like a lot of
shows,
like
a ridiculousness type of show.
Yeah, well, yeah, like we would show video clips, and we'd all talk with him. Like a lot of shows like that, like you know how it is. You look back and you're like, "Oh, we should have. That's what it should have been," or "This is what."
Right.
It should. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my show, so I wasn't in charge of it, but The most fun stuff with Shaq is just teasing him because he loves to be teased. He just wants you to make fun of him, and he wants to make fun of you. So I found it was very structured, but it seems like it would be more fun with Shaq to just all of us messing with it, all the comics messing with him messing with us.
And can he keep up?
Just him picking the director up like a 6-month-old infant is enough for me. Yeah.
But he could keep up with comics?
Yeah, he's silly. He's up for anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he knows he's not a comic, so he'll be like, "Is this corny?" And he'll just say something. He'll have this silly trick in his eyes, and he's like, "Wait, is this stupid? Tell me the truth. Is it corny?" Yeah.
See,
he has riddles. He gives riddles every day.
Like what kind of riddle?
For the morning. He just has these weird rhymes that he comes up with, and we'll be like, "Shaq, that stunk."
I like that he'll go to you and ask you if it's corny, but then he has enough confidence when the producer comes to him.
It was interesting.
He's the authority as far as that guy goes, but as far as you have that over him.
Yeah, the comics, he'll ask them, "Is this funny?" But everybody else, he looks at them suspiciously. Because I'm sure people just make him do stuff all the time, and he wants to know whether, he was trying to get a read on it, Yeah,
because I guess that's a delicate thing. You would know, let's use Shaq in a funny way. Whereas your average TV producer could easily just be like, let's just make him look like an asshole. That's funny, right?
Yeah,
we did like a dick.
But we did a thing with cops where we were both Shaq and I were both cops, and my name was Detective Russo, and his name was the Slammer, and it was like a sketch on the show. So that actually that was funny. But I would go out and solve the crimes and handle everything, and then Shaq would just slam dunk a basketball. That was the sketch, and he'd be like, "I'm the Slammer, we did it." And I'm like, that's not helpful. You've done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Collected all the evidence, Jack, please. And then I'd be interrogating the witnesses, and there would just be like, there'd just be like a basketball hoop in the room. And I'm like, why is there a basketball hoop? And then interrogating, like, on this limo, this case is solved, or whatever. So we were out on top of this rooftop, and it was like my first day of shooting, and I was kind of nervous, and I'm in my little cop uniform, and I just met Shaq, and we're going through something, and they were like, I was like attacking like a criminal, and the line for me was something like, "You're going down, dirtbag," and I wanted to change it to like, "You're going down, you piece of human garbage," because that made me laugh more.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to call him a piece of human garbage instead. And my dad once called somebody that was on our lawn that he got in an argument with, and I still think about that. He's like, "Yeah, get out of here, you piece of human garbage." It's just so final. It's such a final thing to say.
I have no doubt.
Rough right there. That's a rough shout.
I've heard 2 people use that, and then somebody else was like, I remember somebody was talking to me about the election in my building once. They're like, "Who are you going to vote for?" or whatever. And then I like told him who I was going to vote for, and they're like, "Yeah, I like that guy." And then he goes, I was like, "Yeah, I usually vote Democrat." And then he goes, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "I'm not crazy about Obama." But he goes, "But I don't want the Romney guy. Nah, piece of human garbage."
I don't think I've ever actually heard anybody say human garbage, because when you say
just piece of garbage is enough.
But that sounds kind of casual now in context. Like, piece of human garbage really does, like, I have no doubt how that man feels about me, and his opinion will never change.
Exactly. That is it. It's a rat. And after my dad said it, he said that when we were kids. You know, like your dad says one goofy thing when you're a kid, and your friends just make fun of it forever.
Yeah.
So we all just called each other that, like, all through high school, because they remember the moment my dad was screaming on the lawn, "You piece of human garbage." So I just say it to my friends whenever I get mad at them. Or it started getting more and more preposterous. I'd be like, "You piece of human dog's garbage," which that definitely means nothing. That makes no sense at all. Yeah. But it's a satisfying thing to say to somebody.
Did Shaq like it?
He liked it, but I didn't want to ask like to change the line because I was nervous.
Sure.
You know? And so he was like, "Get over here," and he like called them over, and he's like, "Rachel doesn't think she can change." I'm like, "Stop, just stop saying these things, stop." Yeah. And then he's like, "This is my meeting. This is my show, and this meeting is adjourned." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" And then the guy's like, "Do you have a problem?" And we were standing in this like fake interrogation room, and people from the show were standing there, and they're looking at me, and Shaq's like, "Rachel's gonna say that. That's it. This meeting is adjourned." And I'm like, "Shaq," and I was like, "Please."
Meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, he kept saying that. I'm like, "Shaq, no!" Like I didn't want them to be mad at me. Like I'm not. Yeah. And then I had to stop. It was one of those moments in your life where you just have to stop and look at that moment. Like I never thought I'd be sitting there in my dumb like cop uniform, holding a fake badge, being like, "Shaq, no, please, Shaq, don't be so pushy."
I think it's really sweet though that he took you under his wing right away.
He was really sweet. He's a doll. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
It's kind of adorable. Yeah. Like he's like, "No, Rachel's mine."
Rachel's gonna say what she wants to say.
Butt. Like that booty.
That booty got bigger, Rachel.
Your booty got bigger.
Oh, thanks, Shaq. Thanks for noticing.
I did take it as a compliment. I knew he meant it in a good way. Yeah.
Of course. Listen, I promised the people I would give something away today. You know how radio people love prizes.
Yes, I do.
Well, if you have an Xbox One, call up now, because I have a copy of Far Cry 4 Limited Edition. This game looks phenomenal. Call up if you have an Xbox One, because it's time to play a game. Rachel, Whoo Kid, are you down?
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
Yes, I'm down.
Which one is real and which one is fake? It's fake, totally fake.
Is that corny? It's fake, totally fake. Everybody's knew this game.
Unreal.
That was a beautiful song. Brought up a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah, it did, right?
It was intense, yeah.
It's sweeping the country. Rachel, Whoo Kid has played this game before. He's got a distinct advantage over you.
Yeah.
This is the way the game is played. I'm going to play 3 videos from the internet. I'll play the audio of them.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to decide as a group which one's real and which one's fake. Well, I just let this guy tell you.
Which one is real and which one is fake? It's fake, totally fake.
You understand, Whoo Kid?
Who the hell was that?
Don't worry about it. It's the mystery jingle, man. So you ready? You understand how the game works?
Yeah, so wait, I choose which one's real, which one's fake?
2 will be real, 1 will be fake.
Okay, and what are the things again? Sorry.
They're videos.
Videos, okay.
Internet videos. So it's like, one of them is a hoax.
I got it.
2 of them are not hoaxes.
I understand.
All right. We're going to start. This is a young man who decided to go out into Jersey. And I think he was on the campus at Rutgers or one of those colleges. and do some man on the street stuff for a YouTube video.
Is this Who Kid's early years?
I hope it's not me, man.
No, it's not you, Who
Okay.
Kid. But he decided to go up to women. He thought he would put his clever hat on, and he just asked a bunch of college women if they spit or swallow.
Oh dear.
And that was like his idea of like, I'm going to be really funny. So here it is.
Lucy, I want to know, do you spit or swallow?
Oh, fuck this shit.
Oh, fuck this shit. Nah? She mad? She mad or nah? I'm here with this gorgeous girl, Nicole. I want to pinch her cheeks. And Nicole, I want to know, do you spit or swallow? Can I get a hug at least? Can I get a kiss on the cheek at least?
Okay, that's that. That's spit or swallow. That's video number 1.
Wow. Thank you. That guy was a real prince. Thank you for bringing him into my world.
He really was a charmer, wasn't
That
he?
was haunting, almost.
It was
Yeah,
scary,
that's extremely distressing. He was doing that to strangers? Just going up and saying that foul.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it couldn't have
That's
been more
tough.
violating.
Who Kid would never do that.
No,
That's
he
not
wouldn't.
how he speaks to women.
No,
No.
that's the fourth
He knows
question.
you do it nice and easy, nice and easy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and you put that.
That was rancid.
But unless Rachel, it was all a hoax. It could have been fake.
The whole thing could have been fake.
Could have
You're
been
right.
one big hoax. We don't know yet. Okay, this is the second video. We were talking about this on Opie's show this week. You know the infomercial guy, Tom Vu?
I'm sorry, but can we just address the fact that Roland you just fell completely asleep and your mouth was wide open.
He's got severe narcolepsy.
And he's just crushing a ginger ale can in his hand. Wow.
Well,
it's good to know we're stimulating you, Poppy.
Yeah. Shack impression, no shack impression.
Mouth
He's
wide
out.
open.
He's down for the
I'm
count.
sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Tom Vu. He was the Asian infomercial guy that promised everybody would get rich. He used to do it was like in the 80s.
Cool.
And he would do these infomercials on a boat. And he'd be surrounded with women. We played a couple clips on Opie's show. Well, a comic was on stage and he put on like fake Asian eyeglasses and started doing a really bad Asian accent. And was acting as if he was this guy, Tom Vu. And he did it in front of some Asian people in the crowd who punched him. They were in the front row. Listen.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you're so pretty. What's your name? Rachel. Are you with George? Oh, you should not be with him. You should be with me. I love you a long time. Come for the seminar. Man, you're so pretty. Oh, me so horny. Me so horny.
Oh, shit. Yo. Get him up.
Come on.
Chaos ensued. Absolute chaos. There was an assault. He didn't like where it was going.
Shit.
Unless it was all a hoax. I don't know. That's the
That
game.
pause you took right there, that is an experienced radio
You think
DJ
so?
extraordinaire. Yeah, that is, you are the bad boy of DJs with that pause. You,
That's it.
You know how to have us right at the tip of
Wow. And
you're good.
by playing stuff like this.
Which one is real and which one is fake? It's fake, totally fake.
See?
Batman Robin remix.
The song is so arousing.
Yeah, that's right. It's very sexual in nature because the game that we're playing here, Fake, Totally Fake, has a certain sexuality to it, I
Sure
find.
does. It's pulsing with sexuality.
Speaking of sexuality, this last video is 3 elderly women getting stoned for the first time.
Well, I won't tell you what was going through my mind.
What was going on through your
I
mind?
thought it was a dildo, but I've never seen anything on the end of it like this.
Oh, this could be dangerously fun. No, just
I was
do it.
watching the light there.
Oh, forget the
If
light.
it's green, you can go. Green
Go.
means go. All right.
So it's 3 old women, grandmothers.
Wow.
High on marijuana for the very first time.
Playing with a dildo.
Possibly playing with a dildo. We don't know. We don't have the visual. And now that we've heard all 3 videos, the question is...
Which one is real and which one is fake? It's fake, totally fake.
All right, Who Kid, I'm going to start with you since you're the experienced veteran here. Number 1, spit or swallow. Number 2, Tom Vu impression. Number 3, elderly women being stoned. Who Kid, which one was real? Which one was fake?
I think number 2.
You think number 2 was fake?
Yeah.
The assault in the comedy club. That's bold, Who Kid. That's very, very bold. Rachel?
1 is fake, 2 are real.
2 are real, 1 is fake.
Okay,
Rachel
I agree with
Feinstein.
him.
Oh, my God.
Can we agree with each other? Is that acceptable in
You're
this
allowed.
fun-loving situation?
You're allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, because we love fun.
Thank you.
I mean, the last thing I want to do is create conflict. All right. We're going to go to a couple phone calls to see who gets Far Cry 4 limited edition for Xbox One. Kelly in Louisiana.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
What's your guess? Which one's real? Which one's fake?
Well, I definitely know number 3 is real.
Okay, you're thinking elderly stoners, definitely real. Okay, so we're down to number 1 or number 2. Are we looking at Spit or Swallow or Tom Vu impression as real? I mean, as fake.
I say that number 2 is fake.
You do?
Yep.
All right, Kelly, I'm going to write your name down as a 2. But I'm going to go to another call. I'm going to put you on hold, Kelly. Don't hang up. Because I'm going to talk to Sean in Georgia. Sean, which is real, which is fake?
I'd have to go with number 3 being fake.
You think number 3 is fake. So you think the 3 women getting stoned for the first time is fake. All right. Sean, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to get Kelly back on the line. Kelly, you just heard that. You agree with Who Kid and Rachel. You believe...
Mm-hmm.
Let me play this clip again. You believe that this clip, the Tom Vu impression, Who Kid Rachel and Kelly in Louisiana all think that this clip is fake.
Oh, you're so pretty. What's your name? Rachel. Are you with George? Oh, you should not be with him.
You think it's a hoax? You think it's a total setup? Sean, you, on the other hand, think it's 3 elderly women smoking weed for the first time.
Well, I won't tell you what was going through my mind.
They sound like they hide up.
I thought it was a dildo, but I've never seen anything on the end of it like this.
I get it. I get it. Sean, those 3 elderly women that you think got stoned for the first time were indeed stoned. Congratulations, Kelly in Louisiana.
Oh my God,
Number
you
2
did
was
that
fake.
so perfectly.
Number 2 was fake. You were right, Rachel. You were right, Who Kid. Incredible.
I
Kelly,
Who says 3 old ladies can't have a delightful time together?
That's right.
With a dildo.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Which one is real and which one is fake? It's fake, totally fake.
I want to punch whoever did that. Like,
I get that.
dead
I
in the
understand
mouth.
that. I understand that reaction.
Like, I want to punch him twice, too.
You do?
Like, after he heal over and his head come back up, I want to punch him again.
All right, Kelly, congratulations.
I want to be able to take Who Kid's phone and text just one of the women on it. Can I just write play my own version of text roulette like I did with Shaq? Because while we're talking,
yeah,
he's fielding stuff. God knows what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of
Can Rachel text one girl on your phone? Who Kid?
just one of the C or the one of the back burner girls.
I dropped my phone, but whatever. I just dropped it yesterday.
This is my favorite game to play with guys' phones.
Hopefully it's not
Text a
bleeding.
chick?
I can only imagine what kind of like things I'm going to sift through right now. They'll just be like,
Kelly, I'm going to put you on hold, okay?
Bloody, but you could.
All right, Sam.
All right, congratulations. You've won Fake, Totally Fake. Rachel Feinstein in studio now, playing chat roulette with DJ Who Kid's phone. Are you looking through names?
Nah, I just gave her some crazy horror.
see, I knew he had the kind of phone where he could do that, you know?
That he has a whore right there waiting?
Yeah, he's just got, something, I could just be like, pick. I can't, I'm trying to remember what words I can say right now, but let me stop myself. But
you can say whatever you want.
I can say anything. That's right. Yeah, I always forget that.
I got bitches.
I can be like, send pic of your ass, like PLZ, just like a laser, like where he won't even send, like spell it out, you know? And I'll just get an ass back. I think I will. Is
that what you're going to send?
That might be the beginning.
Send ass pic, PLZ.
She's Jewish too.
What does it say?
Hold on.
I wish we had a jingle for this.
She actually responds real quick too. So.
I keep thinking about you, Jew Hill.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I love her.
Wow, that may be the most romantic text message she's ever gotten from you, DJ Who Kid.
I know. I usually be like, yo, you need
But
to
wait,
shut
is she listening to us right now? It can't be somebody that knows.
No, she's not listening to us. She's definitely not listening to us.
No.
She don't know what's going on right now.
No, of course not.
That'll be good. Good for her.
How often do you text her, Who Kid? Is this one of your, like...
She texts all the time. I just don't... I always respond like, yeah, or yo.
Right, or come to this location.
Yeah.
That's it. When was the last time you spoke to her?
Oh, yo. Yesterday I said, yo.
And then what happened between the two of you?
I had to go drop my friend home, so I ain't get my dick sucked.
Oh, so you dropped your friend off and then you went and got your dick sucked.
No, I went home and slept, so I didn't go get my dick sucked.
Oh, you didn't? You decided against it after all.
I just thought it'd be nice for once.
Oh, I got you. You were like, oh, I'm going to get my dick sucked. Then you're like, oh, wait, got to drop my friend off.
Yeah, I just dropped my homie off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me go catch 40 winks.
Respect thing.
Are you going back and forth with her?
She just wrote, back when I asked her. I said, hey, boo, send pic of your ass PLZ. She wrote, I said, it would cheer me up. And then I said, I feel lost sometimes. She wrote back, are you okay?
Tell her no. Tell her, you're right. Jesus Christ. Who can I believe in some of the social
I
circles?
just wrote back, not till I see that pic, babe.
I believe in some of the circles that you hang out in,
yeah.
This bitch would be described as thirsty. She was very quick to respond to that text.
Try to think of what would happen in your life. What would be stressing you out? I'm going to see what I can do here.
Yeah, what would make him feel lost?
I don't know.
Other DJs acting like...
She's really good at this stuff, huh?
Other DJs acting like they're me. I just put that outside of a sentence, just that. Like
other DJs acting like they're me. Do you find that, Who Kid? Do people mock you?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Every day, son.
I get it. I
know, God.
I just wrote, someone stole my slip mats.
She's going to be like, what?
DJ problems.
They was my favorite slip mats. I wrote, they was.
That's me.
Yeah, you are like, you really get into the character when you're doing this.
The whole mode.
Yeah, like she becomes DJ Who Kid.
Oh, yeah.
They had two butts next to each other on them. On them shits. I'm going to say on them shits.
Has she responded yet?
Yeah, she's not buying it. She just keeps going, what? Oh, she just wrote, who took your phone? God, I need some...
Oh, man.
Get out of here. For real? She said that?
Yeah, wait. How about... Is there anybody else here I can do? I need somebody more gullible. Give me somebody else.
I got a gullible one.
I need one that's really... Yeah.
This girl's in Australia. She'll fucking...
In Australia?
She said, you're tripping. She might buy it now. Let me see.
I don't know. She did say, I mean, she literally said, who took your phone? I think that's it. I did want to talk about, well, we still had a couple minutes. Travis in there. He's our producer. He posted something on his Instagram yesterday that I feel like is one of those things that should go viral with outrage. How old's your daughter, Travis?
5.
5. So, and what song is this?
It's something from the Polar Express.
Okay, so Travis's 5-year-old daughter, I guess they're just starting to enter that age in school where they're singing Christmas songs and stuff?
Yeah, it's like the whole school gets the same 2 songs, and I think they do some holiday thing at the end of the Christmas season.
Who's ever organizing this for this school in Staten Island, go figure, decided to print out the lyrics to the Polar Express song just off a website. They didn't copy and paste it onto a Microsoft Word document, nothing. And so what happens is, and you can see this, we'll post it on @NotSam on Instagram or Twitter or something, but you can see it right now on Travis Teft on Instagram. Look, okay, take my phone, if you can reach across, or come around here and I'll turn that mic on. Look at what goes on, because it's one of those lyrics websites where in the top corner they post photos of cover art for CDs. That was given to you can grab
400 kids.
400 kids. So it wasn't just like a neglectful teacher.
No, it goes out to the entire school.
What is the first album called?
Big titties and big butt. You serious? What?
This went out.
She's 5.
Yeah, this went out to Travis's 5-year-old class. Show Rachel. These are the song lyrics that Travis's 5-year-old daughter came home with yesterday.
Oh dear. Oh man.
Do you see the big titties, big butts? Was there any part of you, Travis? Because I want to know if actual people become outraged at this. What was your initial reaction to it?
My initial reaction was, why is my wife laughing harder than I've ever heard her laugh before?
Your wife was laughing too?
She thought it was the funniest thing she's ever seen. And then I, too, thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
How does that?
Because you see this all the time, and you're like, "Oh, that can't be real."
Yeah. You see it like
find somebody else.
Going through.
Sorry, he's giving me his phone again.
Find somebody while we're talking about. You see, like BuzzFeed's always got somebody.
Yeah, like kids, writing stupid answers to their test questions or whatever. And
yeah, who this happens to, but it never hits you. Are you hoping that has anybody else in the school caught wind of it?
I don't know. I mean, this was yesterday.
Because this is bait for one of those angry PTA moms.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like somebody who likes being outraged immediately is going to be on this.
I love it, though. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's amazing. I think it's one of those things, it's like a lucky break.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be funny if it was like boobs.
No, titties.
Titties
makes it funny. The album says big butts and big titties, and it's printed right on the side of the lyric sheet. But how does that go out to like the whole school and not one person, even at the copy machine, not one person catches it?
400 times.
It's probably one of those things where the person making the copies caught it, but they knew like, oh, it's not my job to catch stuff like this. I think it'll be funny if it actually happens, and then it actually happened.
But like, she can't read yet.
No,
like,
she's like, what are you guys laughing at?
But I mean, every other kid in the school, like after kindergarten, you can basically read.
How great would it be if you came home, if you're in 5th grade, because it's an elementary school?
Yeah, it's K to 5.
If you're in 5th grade and you come home with that, like that's a dream come true. If you come home with big titties, big butts written on your lyric sheet,
wow,
it's the greatest thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, 5th graders just love it.
Yeah, of course they do. Like, it goes down forever. I'd be in high school being like, one time in 5th grade, we were doing a Christmas Carol thing, and they gave out Big Titties, Big Butts album.
How did it go under the teachers, though? The teachers never saw it?
I guess nobody pays attention to anything.
Went into kids' folders and came home with us.
It really does, though, remind you that there is no reason to trust your children's lives in a teacher's hands because they were paying attention to nothing. So what's going on in the text game?
Well, he gave me a guy on his phone.
Okay.
I can't remember what I wrote. What did I say?
Was it LL Cool J?
I don't know. I want more high profile. I want you to give me a Nick.
Okay.
Let me text the Nick.
So you want like a famous person?
A famous person.
Yeah.
Give her like Lupe Fiasco or something.
Let me see.
Yeah. I want to have some fun with it.
Yeah, like a famous person.
Yeah. It's up to stake. I just texted some random guy in his phone that I felt like they don't do enough activities together. And I said, like, be stressing me. Let's go paint or some shit like that.
He'd be like,
let's go paint.
I just hope this results in you having to paint a vase with a friend because you're not good at confronting them about the truth.
It's funny though.
I hope the guy's like, yes, I can't wait.
So far though, everybody that you've tried this with is so convinced that Ukid would never develop as a human being that this can't be him. Like, this isn't him. He's not an evolving human being.
Hell no.
No. Oh my God.
There's so much there though. There's so much to work with on that phone. You know what kind of filth has transpired on that thing? That tiny device.
I mean, last guest we had in here, Ukid insisted on showing a photo that he has on his phone. He calls it the pancake. He convinced 2 women to lay on top of each other nude and clap their vaginas together. Is that right, Ukid?
Mm-hmm.
That's the pancake.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
I mean, I banged both of them at the same time.
You did?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's a pancake.
That's incredible. Well, look.
Should I show her?
Yeah, show her the pancake.
To continue
please.
Continue the tradition.
Rachel Feinstein should see the pancake.
Her filth every time she comes up here.
Yes. Absolutely. Because right now she feels like, oh, did I do something to bother Kid? I didn't get to see anything horrible. Lady Di.
Yes, hi, how you doing?
We got to make this quick. I told you we don't like to do this on the Friday show.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, I mean, I'll talk to you on the after show, but this is like, my little space to flex creatively, you know what I mean? Like you heard fake, totally fake, you know?
Oh, dear God.
So, did you see the pancake?
Right now.
What'd you think?
I feel lost.
Could you see
I feel
yourself
scared
as a woman? Could you see yourself in a position where you could be convinced to...
Something about that open ass shot. It's not even sexy at that point. It's just like an exam. It's like it seems like it should be on a doctor's desk.
Right.
It's vaguely disgusting. It's like, there's 2 claps. Hey, why don't you open your ass for him? Even the need. It's just, you've got to be at such a godless place to just need that. Yeah.
Well, you have to
Everything was open. It was all opened up. It's not necessary.
I was in there.
It's 2 vaginas, one on top of the other, and the shot is taken from between the legs. Like, you have to realize when somebody asks you to do that with another woman, it's not even sexually gratifying. modifying anymore. It's just like I want a horrible photo and you're the model.
But I know what's happening in his life. It's that he's rammed through so much at this point. He doesn't know what he needs or wants anymore. Like he's lost. He's got he's had too many options. He's at the end of this strange road. He's like, maybe they need to open their ass up for some reason. Yeah.
And then and sex and humor.
What he needs is like, he needs to cuddle with like a kitten or something. That's what he needs. But he's confused. He's seen too much.
Right. Sex and humor is just like
there's no coming back.
Sex and humor is just blending.
Yeah.
And it's just like this. It's all these strange things that shouldn't be coming together, and now just ending up in the same
That's
spot.
what happens when one man is just sprinkled with puss like this.
Yeah, I mean,
much.
it's amazing.
Too much of a heavy puss shower for one man.
Yeah,
I need help.
You do. Oh, hey, Lady Di.
Yeah, hi. How you doing? Who's in the studio with you right now?
That's DJ Who Kid and Rachel Feinstein.
Who's Rachel?
She doesn't care for me.
Rachel Feinstein is a very funny, successful comedian who knows Shaq.
Pancakes. Stop it.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Is Bill back from the dead? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he wants to talk about.
Who is that?
Pancakes. It's the new guy that I just met. Earlier today.
We're seeing.
Does he know you from the show, Lady Di?
No, he does not know me from the show. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want anything to do with this. I feel already like I'm going to end up as a witness or something, just listening to that half conversation.
Yeah, it's a very good friend.
All right.
And you wouldn't let Lady Di know that we were just looking at two pussies on top of each other.
Cool kid.
How you doing? How you doing, Lady Di?
Lady Di, you ever pancaked another bitch?
What?
It's when you lay your vagina on top of another vagina.
No, that's
all right. I'm going to let you two.
I don't understand the need. Why does he need them to stack their vages?
Yeah, no, I don't understand that either.
He needs a walk. He needs to take a long walk. He needs to appreciate the foliage or some shit.
You know what you need to do, kid? What? Leaf peeping. You ever go leaf peeping in, like, Rhode Island?
I think he needs to like go to the monuments in D.C. or something. Yeah, he just needs to stand and it's too much. Yeah, he's getting too confused. It's too much puss.
It's the group sex thing. You know, when you do it a lot, you just get a little creative sometimes. It's just like you get bored, so you just stack them.
Yeah, no, don't say you get bored, because in that scenario, if there were ever two nude women in my bedroom, I wouldn't be bored at all.
You wouldn't stack them?
No, I wouldn't know what to do with them. I would have already came. It would have been over. Just at the idea of, I think this is really about to happen. Yeah. And then I wouldn't have. You guys, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do.
You never had a menage out of all your sexual escapades?
Even the fact that you abbreviated it is infuriating. Just a menage. Doesn't have the energy to finish it, the sentence, the command, because that's what he does. He's just like two claps. Menage.
It's such a casual occurrence.
You're the Jewish menage.
I said menage.
Jewish Nicki Minaj. I don't know. I got to stop.
You've never pancaked with another girl, though?
No.
Huh.
No.
Never had a threesome? You're an entertainment.
I like the way you guys oiled this into that question. You might as well have had some slow jam starting. Well, so, come to think of it, you've never
pancaked.
Talk about it. Tell us what you do when you give yourself a sponge bath, Rachel.
Rachel.
How did this happen to me? This is how Bill Cosby starts.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're being asked a question that had nothing to do with why you're there in the first place.
I think everyone should experience one threesome in their life. And then get married.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I have not.
Well, you got married, so you're finished.
I guess that's it.
Can't do it.
It's over.
Unless you bring a doll or something in there, like a blow-up doll.
Does that count? Does that count? If I said to you, actually, Who Kid, I did have a threesome once. It was my wife and a blow-up doll.
I just want Who Kid to give me a Nick. I want to get to play test roulette with the Nick.
You mean like a New York Nick?
What did you think she meant? Like abbreviated a racial term? Like, yes, it was Nick.
I was looking at my black folder.
Oh, no, Nick.
Oh, okay.
Give me something fun. Give me some steaks.
Let me see who's who.
Everybody else is just like your dear friend, and they're just like, leave me alone, forget it. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're actually out of time.
This is it?
This is it.
Oh, my God. I felt like we were just beginning to get to know each other. So many exciting things were happening.
Threesomes. We didn't even get the answer from her. She said she sees something.
Well, would you answer Who Kid's question for her?
It's cereal right now. There's another cereal episode.
The question is, I don't have the desire to have a threesome.
Ever?
For girls, if it's two guys, I guess that would be more interesting than two girls. But for girls, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not, and I have no desire to do that either. But yeah, it's not like, you're not really getting much out of it. I mean, I think a lot of girls pretend that that they're like, this is what I wanted in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, and I think certain girls know how to play that up so that they can hold on to some sort of unhealthy situation. Like whatever women he's currently emotionally abusing right now.
Right. Right.
I'm sure they've convinced him that this is what they wanted anyway.
I mean, it was in Vegas. It was like,
because if I can convince Whoo Kid that I want to have a threesome, maybe he'll love me.
Yeah, maybe he won't leave.
Oh my God, that's Whoo Kid. That's really sad. That's really,
Kid. Send pic of your ass.
The Cuban just called me. They said that tomorrow at 3:30 they're going to air the show. Carl's
You're going to be on television tomorrow,
and Whoo Kid too.
All right, so Roland, give this a proper plug. So Roland and Whoo Kid were part of this Food Network pilot.
Yeah.
It's called Carl's World. Carl is, of course, the Cuban. He's been on the show a bunch of times. He's Guy Fieri's assistant. This is very exciting for you. This is great.
So tomorrow at 3:30, he said they're going to air it. So.
And that was what Whoo Kid's got to contribute to. Listen.
She sounds like she's whining first of all.
Doesn't sound good. But Roland's got this set up to where this guy Carl, it's his own Food Network show. And Roland's fake radio show that doesn't exist called Roland's Food Court.
Only 4 episodes.
I think you've only aired 2.
3 episodes.
Yeah, it's a fake radio show, but he's set it up in such a way where this guy Carl is going to pretend like where Seinfeld would always flash back to stand-up comedy.
Right.
Carl goes like, yeah, I do this radio show with my friend Roland on Sirius XM. Totally fake. The radio show that's on television never happened. But it's part of this great reality show. My hat goes off to you, Roland. That's amazing.
It is real. I just don't do it.
Right, and that show, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Maybe it'll make a big comeback now that show is going to be a big hot TV. This is huge.
Yeah, that's 10 more.
I'm the what is it, pallet pirate, right?
Yeah, he's a pallet pirate.
Kidnapping mouths out there and throwing food in there.
So we're going to have a big TV appearance from Roland.
Africans.
Oh my God, Roland, your life is about to change, Poppy. How do you feel right now?
All right. You get some bitches with Whoo Kid.
That's right. That's right. And
he's about to be that nigga.
Quite frankly, the Serial #2 show that we did earlier, right before Rachel Feinstein got here, is about to change all of our lives.
We got an episode on her.
Yeah, we do.
On the threesome.
We've got lots of mysteries to
solve. She didn't say she didn't do it, and she didn't say she don't want to do it. She did say she don't like doing it.
I did. Right. So there's still a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Well, Rachel Feinstein will be back to answer those questions.
America, there's time.
Yeah, we got
I have nothing but time.
Yes. We'll interview Shaq to get all the dirt anyway. You can follow Rachel, of course, on Twitter at Rachel Feinstein. And are you getting any gigs to plug or anything?
Yeah, go to my Twitter. It'll have all my dates there. I will be at the Comedy Cellar and the Stand this weekend. And I'll have all my road dates and stuff like that coming up.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, just go there. Oh yeah, and if you want to download my special on Comedy Central, Comedy Central presents Rachel Feinstein, or it's on Comedy Central on demand.
Oh, awesome!
Right now, Whoo Kid is distracting me with just all sorts.
What
of
are you
stuff.
doing?
Real quick, I've never heard you talk like this before. I'm confused. Do you want to come over?
Oh, wow.
Whoo Kid's about to get blown because of you.
I just lined something up for you.
Well, congratulations to Whoo Kid. I also did want to say, as we exit, I want to air a piece of this interview. 2K15, WWE 2K15, a video game that came out on Tuesday. We were just talking about the Xbox game, but 2K15 came out for Xbox One and PS4. And I play video games probably 4 weeks a year. If there's a GTA game or if there's a wrestling game, I'm playing it. But and so I'm terrible at video games. But WWE 2K15 came out. I immediately started playing it. It's fantastic. But they changed a lot of the controllers because it's the first wrestling game for PlayStation 4, so they kind of have to start this whole game engine building process again. And so I spent 3 days trying to figure out how to play it, and I was playing for long stretches of time. And my wife was like, this is how I know I married a good, supportive woman. She was so, I couldn't tell you how obvious it was that she was lying through her teeth. But she goes, wow, you've been playing this all day, huh? And I was like, yeah. And she had this switch that was I'm not going to say the bitchy thing I want to say right now. She goes, I'm impressed. I couldn't do anything for that long.
Oh, that is support right there.
You're a filthy...
What she wanted to say is, you worthless sow.
Right.
You are not an adult.
I've attached myself to you for life.
Yeah.
But no, it's a fabulous.
I do that though. I lie around. I like to watch like an aggressive amount of murder. I watch like 7 Forensic Files, like where it gets weird. Yeah, because it makes you feel like an amazing person. You lie around and watch a lot of murder, and you're like, I really run a tight ship in my life. It's like 4 in the afternoon. I'm just stuffing pound cake in my face like an animal, and I'm like, I've never had to clean up blood spatter. Why? Because things are on point in my life.
Yeah, I couldn't get there. I'm not going to get there.
I don't have the slightest impulse to kill a hooker. I am a good, fine person that contributes to society.
Hell yeah.
Well, see, that's why these games are so good, because like they have little, you get a little PlayStation trophy when you get an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
So I will.
Julia, tell me more about how that feels.
That's what she wanted to say. But like, I will reflect towards the end of the day, being like, did I get anything done today? Like, was anything accomplished? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Number 1, in career mode, I moved from NXT to WWE Superstars. And I got like 3 PlayStation 4 accomplishments, so...
Yeah, you're pretty much a king of the world at this point.
So what I want to say, if anybody's got an empty life out there, I recommend WWE 2K15.
That's right. It makes you feel like the shit.
That's right.
By the time you're done with it, you'll just be like, get off my dick, which is what the kid says every morning when he wakes up. He has some coffee and some fresh squeezed orange juice, and he says, good morning, world. Get off my dick.
Yeah, tell that chick how well I did in the WWE game, okay? Tell her I got a whole bunch of accomplishments.
I'm going to text her now.
Sure, and tell her I played for a long time. She'll be impressed. But I interviewed a WWE superstar, Seth Rollins, earlier this week. It went up on my wrestling podcast, which you can get on iTunes and everything, Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. But I wanted to play a moment from that as we leave you today here on Sam Roberts Show. Thank you so much, Rachel Feinstein.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And Who Kid, always a pleasure. I know. Here is Seth Rollins as we leave you. How do you maintain motivation to continuously, years now, try to steal the show like that?
Well, I mean, if that's human nature, then maybe I'm not human. I don't know. Because to me, that sounds like complacency, and that's not something I've ever been good at in wrestling or in life. And so I always, and maybe to a fault, for me, it's always been the grass is always greener, and I'm always looking at what's next and how I can improve on something, part of my life. And like I said, it could be to a fault. And, I'm sure that philosophy has gotten me in trouble many times in my life, but it's also put me in a position to succeed and, get the opportunity to live out my dreams. So, I mean, it's pretty simple, man. There's just always more to accomplish. And if I think that's kind of what separates people is that complacency, is that level of work. Is some people will say, oh well, I've done all there is to do, I guess I can hang out and kind of chill. And then some people will say they'll create goals where there are none, they'll create obstacles when there aren't any. So I think that's the separation between the two types of people.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people too don't realize how mentally draining it is to set goals and achieve them and keep moving and moving and moving. And I think a lot of people, when they realize, okay, I've achieved this one thing, they don't want to continue to work mentally as hard as they would have to keep doing that.
Yeah, it is mentally, it's emotionally draining for sure. It puts you in a weird position where everything becomes slow in real life in a way. It's like that analogy in Fight Club. I think I like everything kind of slows down after you've been in a fight. Like for me, that's how it is. Like real life becomes not monotonous, but we exist on this adrenaline high from night to night, from day to day. And when we've achieved a goal or we've done something I guess that when we've achieved a goal or done something that we've set our minds to, it can be difficult to reset and start over and find something new to strive for. So, but that's just the nature of my personality anyway. It's just kind of how I've always been, and I don't foresee myself changing. I hope maybe when I'm an old man I can figure out how to stop working, chill out a little bit. Yeah, that would be ideal. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
This has been Sam Roberts Friday Show. Hear the whole thing anytime you want to on demand on SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Here, Sirius 206 XM 103.